Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you have plenty of water. Maybe take a nice warm shower and moisturize, because we're back in the desert one last time. Welcome back to Emerson College Baseball. I'm Nick Favazzo.
And I'm Avery Smith. Buckle in your helmets and tie on those shin guards. Emerson Baseball is back.
You know what? A good chest protector might do you well today, because we've got a doozy. Emerson Lions hosting nationally ranked Aurora.
16th in the latest coaches poll, Fav.
That ain't nothing but a number.
Absolutely. On the bump for the Lions is sophomore flamethrower Chris Lowe, number 33.
Low. Oh my goodness. And fortune strikes us early today, folks, as Mrs. Loveland offers us yet another chair and a stool from
A lot of fans of the
people at Buena
broadcast.
Vista. And we are now flushed for chairs, folks. And we are underway. That ball's fouled back. Chris Lowe starts his day with an early strike. Lowe deals. Misses high to the designated hitter, Corey Vondra. Whoa! Balls abound, flying all over the place. Quick reminder, we're here at the Keno Sports Complex in Tucson, Arizona. As that ball plunks Vondra, and he's on his way to first.
Name of the game for the Lions here is to get ahead in counts early. They suffered at the hands of the Buena Vista Beavers yesterday after getting behind in majority of counts yesterday. Chris Lowe pounding the zone early. Let's hope he can keep that up.
Ran up a very selfish baker's dozen, 20 runs against the Lions yesterday.
Absolutely. Chris Lowe checks on the runner at first. Vondra, he'll slide back in safely.
Umpire calls time. He's got a little sand in his eye.
You know
Remind
what?
you of anything?
You know what? If that umpire were to go to Lens Crafters, I'd have to imagine this wouldn't be an issue. Today's broadcast brought to you by Lens Crafters. Lowe delivers.
Get some glasses and start looking like a nerd, you dweeb.
Yeah, dweeb. Lowe delivers strike one on the outside corner. Sharp fastball. In the bat now for the Aurora side is Colin Meinert, number 8, the shortstop. The balmy 72 here. Lowe's a 41. Goes to show you how effective the wind is as Lowe delivers another strike, gets ahead of Meinert here.
And today's game is a bread and circus of sorts. Bring us back to the days of the Coliseum, the Aurora Spartans against the Lions today. An age-old story as Meinert checks his swing. He
Lowe
doesn't go
misses
around.
up and in with that one.
1-2. Historically speaking, Spartans have taken on Lions in glorious combat. Varied success there.
That ball's lifted. Runner broke, but he'll have to scurry back. Looks like the Lions are able to turn two there off of a nifty play by first baseman Chris Ferrara. Good cover by Lowe to get the second out. Runner got hung up and a bit confused. 2 down now.
And folks, don't bat an eye at that last comment, but it's Matt Nakami at first base today.
Matt Nakami, excuse me.
Going around
Please
the infield.
excuse me.
No, hey, you're being too hard on yourself.
I need to do.
Take
I will
a
be
breath.
better.
Going around the field today for the Lions at first base, Matt Nakami, as previously stated. Second
course.
baseman. Doing the second base duties today is Jake Hatch. At shortstop, as always, is Ty Morgan.
You knew that though.
Careful not to hit it to him, Spartans. At third base, your captain, Calvin Jacey.
That's Cal.
And a pretty uniform lineup in the outfield today, as always. Lou DeVolio in left field. Josh Cohen, the senior, in center. And that ball's ripped over to DeVolio, just the wrong side of the chalk.
Looks like DeVolio was chasing after an errant ball from another field. Umpires didn't see it. Good thing that one went foul.
Good guy Lou.
Good
Two
guy
jobs,
Lou.
you know.
2 jobs,
Working.
not 1, And if you count college athlete as one, that's 3 jobs.
3 whole jobs. The kid is a workhorse.
The holy trinity of jobs. Equinox, Loose Ox, and the Lions.
The 1-1 from Lowe.
He'll miss outside there. And we'd
Yanked
like to
it.
extend a warm hello to Michelle Lowe in Chatham, New Jersey. Mother of starting pitcher Chris Lowe. He really hopes Gracie and Taylor are doing well. The Oratory Prep product credits his success to his parents and team bonding through sleepovers as he misses outside again.
And there's really, you can't say enough about a classic sleepover.
Absolutely. Perhaps
There's
a slumber
nothing
party.
There's nothing that bonds a group of boys, perhaps more than sitting around on the couch.
That ball's on the ground to Morgan. He'll fire across. Looks like the Aurora Speedster will get on base. A throw from deep shortstop as JC was unable to cut it off. Morgan had to heave it across despite his arm strength. We've got 1 on now with 2 out.
When you think about the modern sleepover, the stories told, the secrets shared,
The snacks.
of course the snack.
Hey Nick,
Yeah,
you want to have a sleepover?
I thought you'd never ask.
My mom will bring snacks if yours will bring drinks.
Consider it done.
That's soda. Soda pop.
Up to take on Chris Lowe now is Justin Sartori, the first baseman.
He'll check his swing, but not quite enough.
It was
Strike
gonna
1.
be a strike anyway,
You
dude.
silly man. Do better. Or don't. Go Lions.
And who was your first sleepover?
My first sleepover, I'd have to say probably with my parents. I believe they brought home, and as there's a swing and a miss, he'll come up empty on that. I
Swinging
believe
Excalibur
the
on
first
that one, but he's
sleepover
not
I
nearly as
held-
noble.
You're darn right, Nick. Good call. First sleepover was with my parents. How about you?
Of course, I think the gimme answer is my parents, but I recall a day with Mason Feely in 3rd grade. As that ball's ripped to Kyle JC. It's going to get through. DeVolio squares around it and left, fires it in.
Runners will hold at first and second. Good job by DeVolio getting that in quickly. I always had a gang of problematic bachelors in my street. That's Ferguson Avenue in Burlington, Vermont. We got into all sorts of hijinks and shenanigans.
It was always deuces high when I was at Mason Feely's house.
You're darn
He
right.
and I got into a whole lot of trouble.
A lot of tomfoolery with a guy named Mason.
First and only time I ever found myself in the principal's office was,
You stop it.
well, I think this story has to be told. Was
Enlighten.
in kindergarten. Myself and Mason got a little too curious around Mrs. Linton's locker. We went poking around where our noses didn't belong, and Mrs. Linton, well, understandably, she was furious. There's strike 1.
That's
Jet
Mrs.
wedding.
Linton to you. You don't call her by her first name, Nick.
I would never,
You shan't.
especially after how forgiving she was.
We caught up with sophomore pitcher Benny Guevara's mother. I'd like to say hello to Mia and Bobby. Glad to have you folks out for the trip, and we hope you got home safely. Happy to catch up with you, and we'd like to extend a warm and loving shout out. Pat yourselves on the back. You two are doing
Low
great.
Lowe's curveball misses just low. We go to 1-1.
Low, Mrs. Low.
Hope
Quite
we don't have to
interesting.
say that too much.
No,
It's
indeed.
already getting on my nerves.
Absolutely, although we could be referring to Mrs. Lowe, that's Chris Lowe's wife, although I don't know if she exists yet. Mrs. Lowe, where are you?
Chris Lowe, always out there looking for Mrs. Lowe.
A man of passion. As that's smothered by Okamoto, ball low again, and it looks like we jinxed it, Nick.
Hope he gets to look for some strikes
I would love a strike.
here in the early offing.
Could you do that for me, Chris?
Please, oh please, Chris.
Could you? I know he's got it in him.
Sure does.
Chris Lowe off to a good start in the year.
The 2-1.
Goose egg in the loss column. He's 1-0 on the year with a great appearance against Framingham State.
Opened us up this year. Here's the 1-2. Dragged wide. We go to 3-1.
1-2 to 3-1. What a jump.
Well, excuse me.
You're
folks.
excused,
Oh,
as always.
gosh.
You foolish, handsome man.
Yet again, I'm going to have to collect my bearings here in the booth.
Collect
What
your
would
bearings.
I do without you, Avery?
Collect your pelt. Chris Lowe's on the mound, Nick. It's 3-1. He delivers. That's a strike on the outside corner. Great job by Lowe hitting a spot there. As a hitter, you hate to see it. As a Emerson Lion, it's beautiful. 3-2 the count.
Lowe clues in. Likes what he sees from Okamoto. Fires. Drops that in. And
Strike 3 on the inside corner. A bold off speed there on a full count. Lowe gets him.
Lowe playful as ever with that curveball, able to drop it in for a cheeky strike. We go to the bottom half of the first. Chris Lowe putting up a goose egg.
Tell that Aurora batter to hop on his scooter. You get yourself back to the dugout.
And while Aurora takes the field, I'd like to take this time to thank one of our sponsors. Today's game is brought to you by Locks. Mrs. Linton, we would never have had a problem if you just put a lock on your locker.
And keep in mind, that's locks of hair, padlocks, locks as in gambling, a lock.
John Locke, the famous philosopher.
Although we'd like to disavow gambling.
As well as philosophy, I think you should stay in the now and not freak out about what's to come.
You're darn right, Nick. I'll have to tell Professor Rob Eason that his class is now outlawed by the Emerson baseball team despite having 4. That's miscounted.
Oh, wow. Again,
Good class.
Emerson, not a math school.
Not a math school indeed. That's Ethics of Eating, where we learned all about philosophy. I know the title does not match the
Well, how's the
description.
course load been? Is it?
It's been okay. We took a midterm before flying out.
No kidding.
Midterm was online after Professor Eason suffered a bit of an injury that kept him at his humble abode. We're thinking of you,
terrible.
Professor Eason. You're the man. Vermont native, I might add.
And he's homebound in Vermont?
Homebound in Mass. He's a Vermont product, actually.
Well,
not native.
Professor, we wish you well. Get well soon, and take this time to really rest and recuperate.
Absolutely.
As in steps Quentin Copeland to lead things off for the Emerson Lions. He'll be the first to see the right-handed hurler from Aurora, Josh Reinhardt, boasting the number 5 on that black and blue jersey.
You gotta imagine, it's a tough day to wear black with the sun beating down and minimal wind on that field.
Emerson wearing their all-white uniforms
For the
today.
first time this year,
And
all whites.
And that will probably serve them well.
Boy, they look sharp.
In this sweltering heat. Be able to refract a lot of good light.
Reinhardt delivers a ball outside. Copeland didn't want it, neither did Mr. Crew Chief.
Sharp slider there from Reinhardt, nonetheless.
Absolutely. Copeland steps in, leading the NUMAC in RBIs with a gaudy 13 thus far in just 6 games counted.
That's enough to make a grown man gawk.
Absolutely. That's a true Baker's dozen. 13 as Copeland takes 2-0. He's going to run in and almost get him. 3-0 the count.
Whoa. Popping and locking out of the way of that fastball.
Good moves, Q.
Here's the 3-0.
It's going to get in there, strike 1.
Congratulations, Josh.
First of the day. Took you long enough.
Here's the 3-1. Working quickly. Cut on and missed by Copeland. We go to an action pitch, 3-2. Those are some sound effects for you.
It's good.
To get you all riled up for the pitch. Here it is.
Copeland
Ripped
lines
right back
that.
up the middle. Copeland's on with a base hit. And who's surprised?
I'm getting bored.
It's getting obnoxious at this point.
I'm getting tired. Copeland, he just gets hits. He left the yard yesterday in the front end of the twin bill against Bethany Lutheran.
An old Irish goodbye for that baseball.
See ya.
Didn't even think to thank us on its way out.
Wouldn't want to be a part of a trio of Emerson long balls as in steps junior Ty Morgan. He'll see ball low. Trio of long balls from the Lions. Copeland joined Lou DeVolio and junior Chris Ferrara, leaving the yard yesterday.
All boasting some. I'll be the first to say it's some really good-looking facial.
Lord, that's coming back. It's gonna bounce.
It gets closer every time,
We're
folks.
safe. Nick, it can't hurt you.
Now, that's just not true, Avery.
No,
you know it can hurt
I'm just
me.
trying to help
And
you.
that's why I wear a helmet.
And
Today's
shin
game
guards.
is brought to you by Easton Helmets, as that ball is chopped foul.
Personally, I'm a bit of a Razor helmet kind of guy. It's Razor Helmets. They haven't signed on as a sponsor yet.
But Easton sure has.
We
Again,
patiently wait.
need I remind you to reach out and sponsor today's broadcast? All you have to do is contact us personally. We're not going to give you any information, but you got to poke around for it.
You can find it my LinkedIn.
Here's the 1-2.
Well
Misses
outside. Brings up the debate. Winning your twos. Look for Morgan here to find himself an advantage as the count moves to 2-2.
You know, not a lot of twos won yesterday.
Deuces on the board. Not a lot in that second half of the game. That's gonna
Jam shot, straight back to Reinhardt.
a lot of inside action on that pitch from
Ty Morgan.
Reinhardt.
Ty Morgan tied up on a changeup. Flubbed the ball right back to the pitcher.
Flubbed indeed. Look for
Again,
Morgan to find a barrel later in the game after getting that one right off the hands.
He sure will want some vengeance there.
Vengeance indeed. This broadcast, word of the day, vengeance. Now, Nick, you tried the Wordle yet?
You know, I haven't tried today's Wordle.
I
Cut me
haven't
some
either.
slack, Avery. It's only early.
Slack will be cut. In steps DeVolio, the senior outfielder, and he lines that back up the middle, left center. Center fielder moving back, makes an amazing diving catch on that to steal extra bases from DeVolio. That ball was just floating, and it looked like a bit of a misread before he recovered with an acrobatic dive.
That was Jack Seedfeld making a real meal out of that can of corn out in center field.
A meal out of corn. Not like our dinner last night. No corn present besides that of a tortilla, but people were saying they missed actual corn for their tacos. How about you, Buzz?
I'll tell you what, I got plenty of corn via the tortilla.
I felt nourished. As in steps the DH today, number 4, Chris Ferrara. Copeland's on the move. Throws in there, gonna get him just barely. Copeland, the speedster, cut down on the bags with an athletic tag.
Throw is on the money from, whoa, that's a name. Catcher, Jet Weedkind.
Jet Weedkind. Weedkind, who cares?
We're
It's a
going
cool last
Weedkind.
name. I like Weedkind. Nice throw, Jet. Don't do it again, you selfish guy.
Let Quentin Copeland have his fun out there.
Yeah, come on. I like
good.
Q. Do you like Q?
I
He's a good
love him,
dude.
for goodness sake.
I'm staying in a suite with him this trip. I'm having a good time.
Has he treated you nicely?
Absolutely.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, so what are we doing? At least let him get to second. I mean, if he tries to get greedy and go 3, why not?
Yeah, cut him down then. But
Give him
on
slack.
At second base, cut him some slack.
Good grief,
After
says
one-
Charlie Brown.
After one, we are locked out, 0 apiece. No longer locked out, Major League Baseball. How about that?
Speak of the devil, the chains have been lifted as the MLBPA and the MLB have tentatively agreed on a new collective bargaining agreement. They do need to ratify said deal, but that's believed to be just a formality. Chris Lowe digs in to get his warm-up tosses.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
The MLB making it official on their Instagram, putting out a statement regarding the agreement. Look to see some baseball back, folks. I do believe we had about 3 weeks of games canceled, but you know what? I'm happy we're at the point we are. Baseball has been back for a while for the Emerson Lions as they have a 5-2 record on the year as Lowe delivers the first pitch. That's a curveball inside. That looks like that might have barely nicked him. Umpire banishes him over to first base.
I'm going to tell you what, I didn't see a thing.
I saw nothing. If anything, he leaned into that. That was a bit absurd.
Speaking of which, our apologies again. You're not seeing a thing today.
Radio broadcast today, folks.
That's
no
right.
radio silence, we hope, but no visuals. We hope we can paint a vivid picture for you.
Yeah. So close your eyes and
Do the dishes, walk the dog.
do something.
Hopefully-
Get active.
Hopefully my mom has given Sable a walk. Big shout out to Sable, the German Shepherd mix living at Burlington, Vermont, my household.
I'd like to give a little shout out to the Favazzos
Talk to me, Nick. What do you got for the Favazzo household?
on their way back home from a trip to sunny Florida.
They didn't take you. Funny.
Well, I'm
Low
here
checks
in
on the runner.
desolate Tucson,
Desolate. That's an SAT word right
and
there.
I'm hoping the second you get home, you give our Pooch Z some love. That's the letter Z.
Lowe delivers a strike on the outside half. Count moves to 1-1.
Maybe run him around the backyard. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Electric Fences. You want to set up an invisible perimeter around your home to perhaps keep your pooch penned up with the illusion of freedom.
An illusion indeed. As
Try-
Lowe delivers a sharp curveball in there, strike 2, count goes to 1-2 on the catcher. Excuse me, not the catcher. That's Nico Bermeo, number 2, the second baseman.
Try an electric fence.
Give it a go.
The Buena Vista coach has just posed an interesting question to me up here
Talk
in
to
the
me.
booth.
What do we have?
He's wondering which one of us was Wayne and which one of us was Garth.
I like
Wayne
the name
and
Garth.
Wayne and Garth, of course, two popular characters from a recurring SNL sketch, Wayne's World.
Wayne's World,
You heard of it?
party time.
Excellent
That
pitch.
ball just missed on the outside half. We'll move to 2-2. Deuces hot on the board. No outs, one runner
I'm
on
gonna
for
pose
the...
a wild card to you.
Talk to me.
I consider myself more of a Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe. I just want both teams to have fun. Rob Lowe.
Here's the 2-2.
Strike 3. See ya. Now you hop on your scooter. That's a Razor scooter. Scoot back on over the dugout and sit your booty down. Mr. Bermeo, though, we hope you don't like us and enjoy the broadcast, however. One out, one on.
Here's Jack Seedfeld.
Seedfeld made an acrobatic grab out there in center.
His Oscar nomination is pending after
He'll line one back up the middle. Cohen on to charge that and hold the runner at second. He'll fire it in quickly. Runners hold. 2 on now with 1 out for the 9-hitter. Nick Baldessano. A lineup full of cool names for Aurora.
You know, these teams have really been challenging us this week. We have no safety net up here for pronunciation.
No safety net. No nothing. We're braving this for you.
And again, without video evidence, we could be totally lying to you. These names could be absolutely false. You're
This
just
game
gonna have to
could
trust
be a
us.
figment of our imagination. Isn't that funny?
Actually, they didn't bring us on the Arizona trip. We are in an all-white room right now,
I'm playing MLB The Show in
I
my
have
mind.
and I have a straitjacket on. Ah!
Just Josh and your jimmies.
No, I'm not.
Or are we?
0-0 on Baldessano.
Ball in.
Chris Lowe getting squeezed early here.
Just a tad.
One 0 on my namesake Nick.
I have a cousin named Nick. How's it
Good
going,
guy?
Nick? Great guy.
You know, you can't run into, I mean, far be it for me to say, but you won't run into too many bad Nicks out there.
Saint Nicholas. That's
And he's the
the
one.
legendary Santa Claus.
I mean, yeah, that's the defining Nicholas right there.
Not Nicolas Cage. As that ball's nicked off the bat of Nick.
Hey!
Look at that. That's a foul ball. Count moves to 1-1 with 1 out and 2 on. Baldessano batting in the 9 hole.
And for our East Coast fans following back home, happy 5 o'clock or thereabouts.
It's always 5 o'clock somewhere.
Why don't you pour yourself a spirit? Be responsible, of course. As the count moves to 2-1.
Happy hour actually banned. Illegal in Boston, Massachusetts. Fun fact.
That's right. If you want a night out on the town,
You go somewhere else. You take your foolish balderdash and such. You go to New York.
Take
As
all
that
that
ball's
such
on the
to
ground
New
to
York.
Morgan. Morgan over to Hatch. Hatch will fire over to first. Ball gets past Nakami. Nakami looking home. The run's gonna slide in past the tag of Okamoto. Ball skipped on over to Nakami. He couldn't handle it, but try to get the runner at home. He'll slide past Okamoto. 1-0 Aurora here in the top of the second. One runner on, although the runner was cut down at second. It's 2 down now. 1 run in, 1 on for number 20.
And I'll tell you what, that's
Corey
a bit,
Vondra.
that's a bit of balderdash right there.
Absolutely. Tomfoolery. Jake Hatch getting the start at second base. The Emerson Lions using multiple, that's their third second baseman to start a game between the trio of Hatch, Joe Colucci, the senior, and the freshman Briggs Loveland.
And you got to say, within that trio, Jake Hatch is the true neutral. Of course, Joey Colucci, the confirmed,
the bad
certified
guy.
bad boy.
That's the baddest
of,
of all guys.
And there's probably no one sweeter than Brigham Loveland. As
Sweet
Vondra
like
will
baby
take a
molasses.
strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Chris Lowe up early.
You know what, I like that. It's a true spectrum of second basemen we have, each bringing a different skill set to the table. As Lowe checks the runner at first, he'll dive back head first safely. Hatch with his team-leading 2 home runs tied with DeVolio. Luch bringing his average up to 300 yesterday with a hard double to center field, and Briggs with the defensive prowess and a strong bat to go with that as Lowe delivers.
They're all extremely deft.
Get on the outside corner for strike.
All extremely deft at what they do.
Extremely
Bringing different
indeed.
things to the table. Funaki perhaps opting for a little bit of power today with Jake Hatch at second base.
The Lions have yet to rely on the long ball too much, as when they come in bunches. That ball is popped over to the right side.
An inch
Gonna
just
get
out of
just
the reach.
out of play. A good bid from Hatch, Nakamy, and Copeland. Looks like Hatch and Nakamy bumped into each other there, and they're actually fist fighting. Kidding. Smiles from the 2 classmates as they jog back on over and take their positions.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Chaos. Chaos. Create a stir with your words or even your actions.
Good word to use on Wordle. The real sponsor of today's game is the New York Times. Big sponsor. Thanks for tapping in as Lowe delivers. That line back. Oh. You know, it's a good thing there's a fence there.
Yeah.
I'm growing increasingly
Did
frustrated.
Did they take a hit out on us?
Who is out to get us?
I think our. Don't you like it? Could you check the bounty forums for me? Yep, there we are, 1 and 2. And who accepted it?
Looks like an Aurora representative as Lowe delivers. That ball is poked up the middle. Runner holding at second as Coe will smother that and toss it on into the shortstop Morgan. First and second now with 2 gone. Aurora doing a good job early getting the bat on the ball.
Vondra doing just enough to poke that one out of the reach of Ty Morgan and Jake Hatch.
Morgan and Hatch, 2 athletic juniors covering a lot of ground out there in the middle.
Also 2 renowned beat makers.
2 known for their instrumentals.
Making hot ditties for the funky youth around the nation.
It's going to make me want to do a little number. But alas, we don't have video.
Well, it should be noted, folks, that myself and Avery have burst into a spontaneous Macarena up here in the booth.
I've also done 3 backflips in the air, a triple backflip, never been done in the broadcast booth.
That's
Although
right.
I'm sorry you can't see it.
And the triple backflip, of course, banned by the Olympic Committee in competition.
For being too cool.
Last person to do it, the greatest athlete of all time, Simone Biles.
Chaz Michaels.
I will die on that hill, folks.
Good pitch from Lowe. It's going to miss outside. Smothered by Okamoto. Runners hold.
Count moves to 1 and 1.
You like Blades of Glory?
Love it.
Classic movie. Good back and forth from Will Ferrell and John Heater there.
Really, anything on ice, I'll watch.
Absolutely.
Miracle.
Strike on the outside corner there. 1-2 the count. Short fastball from Lowe.
Talk about a miracle. Umpire finally giving something to Lowe there on the outside half.
Well, dag nabbit, dad gummit. It's about darn time, isn't it?
Darn time he cut him some slack.
You give him some rope, and you give him a bit of that fishing line.
Lowe
Slack.
sets on the 1 and 2. Here comes the pitch.
tapped foul down the left field baseline. A good spoil swing there by the Aurora shortstop. That's Colin Meinert. Gotta imagine Meinert sweltering in that black jersey. A target by the sun, the effing sun.
The color black, of course, attracts light and hosts heat.
Cut on and missed as Lowe will get his second strikeout of the day, although the Aurora Spartans tack on 1 run on a few hits. After 1.5, it's the Spartans 1, Lions 0. Due up for the Lions. We have 4, 5, 6. That's Chris Ferrara, Matt Nakamy, and Jake Hatch. A trio of hard-hitting juniors. All 3 of them having hit the home runs for the Emerson Lions, with 2 of those coming yesterday.
Nakamy has a home run to his name?
He did that yesterday, Nick.
Where
were
is my hat?
Now you tap in, sir.
The sweaty
Nakamy.
Spartans come back out, and Josh Reinhardt will get his second inning of work.
The hard-throwing righty Reinhardt.
And he has got to be melting in that black jersey.
I see a sweat drip, or perhaps that's sticky stuff. Let's check him for foreign substances. Why not? Can we do that? Can we call for that?
Of course.
I'd love to have some authority.
Speaking of sticky stuff, this game is brought to you by Elmer's Glue. Elmer's Glue. Don't leave home without it. You never know
Actually,
when
keep
you're going to
some-
need to stick something to another thing.
I keep some in a waistband. Can you see it?
I do. Oh, so, okay.
I'm ready, yeah.
No container. It's just loose glue.
Yep. I lather it around my waist.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Gotta do what you gotta do. If I need
Stepping-
to jump into the game, I'd love to have high RPMs and sticky stuff not doing the job. Elmer's Glue. Thank you for sponsoring the broadcast. In steps number 4, the junior Ferrara. This Reinhardt is gonna miss with a fastball outside.
You think you could scale a wall with
Just Elmer's Glue.
just Elmer's Glue?
Thank you for your Tom Holland. You scale anything, huh?
That's for darn sure.
Reinhardt misses low and in with that as Ferrara jumps out to a 2-0 advantage.
Tom Holland, my least favorite Spider-Man.
Really?
Yeah.
Talk to me about your Spider-Mans.
Well, I'll talk to him about him after the 0-2 delivery. 2-0 delivery. Oh, wow.
You watch yourself, Chris. Florida man attempted assault on 2 lovable broadcasters. Let's watch
And
that,
again,
Chris.
we are staunchly opposed to any form of assault, especially fouling a ball back at
Disavow
folks.
it and denounce it. The 2-1 pitch is going to just barely hit the outside corner. Count jumps to 2-2, although I might argue that was a bit low and out. But I digress.
And digress he does. You know, you've done a good job to keep your temper in check. Here's the 2-2.
Fouled on the ground. Ferrara looking on a good at-bat here. We'll see pitch number 6 coming up.
Oh, and the calamity over there on field 6.
Can
Oh,
LaBoche ever just shove it? Can they just can it?
can it.
We're
1
trying to
second.
watch a game here.
2-2 is
Flora
ripped into
smokes that.
straightaway left field. Around it comes Jacob Amble, and he'll keep Chris Ferrara at first base, but that ball was smoked.
An absolute rocket from the junior down the left field line. Gets on first, and he'll have to settle for that there. And steps number 18.
Oh, and there's that signature smile from Chris Ferrara, and you got to say he's an absolute rocket himself.
Absolutely. Good-looking dude. Again, Emerson Lions voted the best-looking team in America through a panel of unnamed Emerson baseball players.
A small poll taken.
Small poll, small sample size as Nakamy lines that foul. And I have to say, you guys can't see them, but these whites are looking good. Lions wearing them well.
White's, of course, referring to the color of the jersey. As Nakamy steps out and awaits the 0-1 pitch.
Nakamy squats into his unique batting stance, loads. That's going to miss well up. These white jerseys, a good wear.
Great wear and a Great way to stay cool in this Arizona sun. Can't say it enough. White, refracting light for the most part.
Macklin pops that foul. That ball is chased after by a dog. Please don't slobber on our ball. Like it back.
Thank you, Fido, for the fetch.
Thank you, Fido.
And we go again.
1-2.
Reinhardt's pitch.
That's going to be right down the
Right
pipe. Macklin
down,
didn't like it.
lands down.
This game is brought to you by any podcast besides Landing on Lansdowne, hosted by Emerson Jr. Chris Ferrara. Every podcast except that one and the Joe Rogan Experience.
Sure, there are a few more that we could name.
This is the Avery and Nick Experience. The Nick and Avery Experience as Jake Hatch steps in and fouls one back right away. He'll be down 0-1.
Folks, if you're just joining us now, we're here in sunny Tucson, Arizona.
Doesn't feel too sunny in this booth.
Not at all. A lot of shade, though.
Windy indeed.
Plenty of solitude.
Reinhardt misses up with that one.
We're now alone in an otherwise vacant booth. And we can really take our space now, Avery. It has to be said.
Absolutely. Come say hi, folks, if you're tuning in the Tucson area.
So that ball catches the outside corner. Count moves to 1-2 on Jake Hatch.
We've got one out, one on, and a 1-2 count on number 15, the second baseman, Jake Hatch.
Reinhardt peers over at first. Delivers. Cut on and missed by Hatch. Down he goes.
It's worth noting Jake Hatch joined by his brother Blake Hatch. Jake and Blake Hatch. Hatch like an egg.
That's got to be easy to remember if you're one of the Hatch's guardians.
Brother Blake joining from the 305 Miami. Welcome to Tucson, Blake Hatch. In steps the captain Cal J.C. donning number 2.
He'll squib one to the shortstop. Tough bounce. He'll elect to go to first, and he will get JC. No, he is called safe on a bobbled errant throw by the first baseman.
The speedster, JC, able to leg that one out after the tough hop to the shortstop.
First pitch swinging is JC. Probably caught the Aurora defense off guard. As upstage steps the catcher, Jake Okamoto, donning his signature number 23.
Perhaps the greatest athlete ever to wear that number. It's worth noting. I think it's Jake Okamoto.
I'd say he's the undisputed greatest athlete to wear number 23. Here's the 0-0. Ripped down the first base side. Just foul. That ball was hit hard. The runners were spring locked, ready to go. Speaking of spring locked, Avery just completed his first round off here in our empty booth. Nicely done, Avery. That's great form.
A lot of room. Jake Okamoto wears number 23 after admiring Meta World Peace, who wore it in 2002. And since then, I don't believe anyone else has. Number 23, that's Jake Okamoto, most notable athlete ever to wear that number.
And definitely the best to wear it since Meta World Peace. Here's the 0-1. Swooping slider catches the outside half of the zone. Okamoto down 0-2. Sporting a lovely lavender arm sleeve today. And he just looks like a treat. A vision in purple, Jake Okamoto. Reinhardt misses high. Count moves to 1-2. As this game progresses, I'm ashamed that we can't show you these beautiful purple accents on a lot of these Emerson jerseys. The boys really taking some liberties with their uniforms today. A lot of creative guys. Count moves to 2-2. The curveball misses just up. Reinhardt looking to work quickly, sets again. He kicks and fires. That ball will miss up and away. That fastball steaming in. Steam, of course, the preferred method of fuel for the little engine that could. Little engine that could, very similar to Emerson in a lot of ways. Here's the full count, fouled back. And who would have thought? Your Lions, 5-2 to start the year.
That's 5-1 against D3 teams, I might add. Lions members of the Division III NCAA division.
We go again with a full count. Okamoto working another very nice quality at bat for himself.
Tough zone to pitch to Okamoto. Taking advantage as he'll shoot that one the other way. That's going to get down. Big spot for Okamoto. Chris Ferrara is in standing. Runners will hold at the corners. JC over to third. Ferrara in to score. A great at bat from Okamoto there.
Good action pitch hitting from the catcher. On a 3-2 count. Flares one into right field.
No flub at all, sir.
Not a flub. Not a fluke either.
A rocket.
He knew what he was doing.
That's going to knot the game at 1. Okamoto coming up huge with 2 down as in steps the senior in the 9-hole. Number 10, Josh Cohen.
Josh Cohen doing his due diligence this morning, stretching out his legs from the hours of 7 to the hour of 10. He'll foul one back.
I actually stretch from 6 p.m. to 2 in the morning, Nick. So you could argue he's underprepared comparatively.
I didn't realize you moonlighted your stretching.
I do. There's no other time in the day.
Well, yeah, well, you find the time, and I appreciate that about you.
When I'm not fighting justice as a masked vigilante, I'm stretching. You bet your bottom dollar I'll be flexible.
This game is brought to you by vigilanteism.
You seen
if
the
you don't
Batman,
think,
Nick?
If you don't think the law is doing the society justice, take the law into your own hands. Vigilante justice.
That's gonna.
That runs in on Cohen.
Gets him. Reinhardt a bit unhappy. He thought that's in the strike zone. Cohen angrily tosses his Evo Shield guard. Reinhardt still chatting, not happy about Cohen seemingly leaning into that, but
I wouldn't be happy about this either, because now he'll have to face Quentin Copeland with the bases loaded.
Oh boy. Bad day to be a Spartan in steps number 7. Although let's just stick with number 44. It's a good number to have.
Yeah.
Number 44.
Yeah.
You can't even see.
Quentin Copeland, the ball is big as a beach ball thus far this year. I never signed off on my name being a verb, Avery.
And we'll disavow name
No,
infringements.
I like it actually.
You like it? Can I say Nick?
Sure can.
That Nick's absolutely no part of the plate. Ball outside, 1-1 the count. Quentin doing a good job hitting with a strike or 2 on him. A tough out as of late. Copeland had 5 hits in the doubleheader yesterday. A plethora of RBIs.
Here's the
Reinhardt
1-1.
delivers. Copeland cuts on and misses an off-speed there. Had that timed up just a bit over it.
Count moves to 1-2. Copeland chokes up on his bat a little bit as Reinhardt sets from the windup. Here it comes. Cut on and missed. Reinhardt struts off the plate after getting out of a tough jam. But the Lions get one back after 2 frames. It's Aurora Spartans 1, Emerson Lions 1.
Lions leave them loaded. Have to imagine they'll get a good opportunity next inning with 2, 3, 4 coming up to bat. Outshots low for the top of the 3rd.
We're getting back into that meaty heart of the Emerson Lions
And
offense.
the Lions will be joined by victorious pitcher yesterday, senior Johnny Mathey here for the 3rd inning. Johnny Mathey making his way up to the booth.
And if you're an Emerson Lions fan, you got to be jazzed about this. Maffey coming off of a complete game shutout against Bethany.
We get to talk to him personally.
Yeah, us.
Us.
The two of us.
Little old us.
We're just two young boys from the wrong side of the tracks trying to make a name for ourselves. And who are we to talk to Johnny Maffey?
Who are we?
Well,
It's
ladies
an honor
and gentlemen,
and a privilege here, joined my senior flamethrower. That's Johnny Maffey, host of Welcome to the Futures. Back to the Future, something
I wouldn't
like
say
that.
flamethrower.
I would say hurler. A hurler
Where
of
are we
baseballs.
talking into? Right here?
That's
Chatting right here, Johnny. How you doing? How you
How
feeling?
about Jake Okamoto?
Am I right?
Scrappy.
Or am I right? A scrappy
It's not
muck
even
dog.
Scrappy's almost an insult at this point. He's coming through.
He gets it
By
done.
any means.
He gets on.
By
Yo,
any
absolutely.
means.
do we have a number for Billy Bean we can contact? Because Okamoto gets on.
He sure does. Oh, he sure
Definitely.
does, Avery Smith.
No, Johnny,
Now-
we're on the last leg of our trip out west here. Yesterday, you were able to throw a complete game 4 hitter, getting 7 strikeouts in the win against Bethany Lutheran. What's it like pitching with such a high octane offense behind you?
Speaking of pitching, Chris Lowe in for his 3rd inning of work. He'll face Dylan White. Here's his first pitch. Slider swoops into the
Chris has
zone.
been on. I'm just trying to pitch like Chris, honestly. But these bats are hot. We got 10 runs a game at least. I think 10.1 or something, whatever that is.
Something astounding. It's a lot of
Even in the
misses
loss
outside.
yesterday, we obviously some stuff snowballed, but yeah, once Q hit that dinger in the 5th or 6th, I knew we were gonna take that one. That was a good
Absolutely.
fight against a good team too. Bethany Lutheran's a good team. They had a tough lineup. Doing the research on them, they beat some good teams, and they had a good year last year. And,
Well,
it
you
was
made
fun.
it look like they sucked hard.
No, they do not suck.
Talk to me about your preparation for a game like that.
I get a little too superstitious.
That ball's ripped into left field. DeVolio comes around it. He'll fire back into Morgan.
Runner
White
gonna
will
be
stay at first base.
held to a single on a hard hit ball to left field. Back to you, Matt.
Yeah, Lou's doing a good job getting those balls in. The whole outfield is just, everybody was making plays behind me. It was a team effort. It was a team win. The preparation, though, it's hard early in the season. You got to figure out what guys did last year, and we know how much that can change year to year, especially with it being a few weird years in a row. But yeah, it's
Lions slated for about 35 to 40 games, I believe, this year.
Finally.
After just
love that.
10 last year. What do you expect? What's the outlook for this season, Johnny?
well. This week's different, but once we get back, we're really going to get into a routine and then get ready for conference play. And that's what I'm most excited for. I haven't gotten into a routine since I've been to Emerson because it's just one season got canceled.
rough years.
Last year was a lot of stupid rules last year.
Can
I
you
will
watch
say.
your mouth on the
Yeah,
stream?
yeah.
Thank
We
you.
have children listening.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have other
Continue.
people listening too. Chris's parents are on the broad, whatever you call it, broadcast.
It's not a broadcast. It's
Mr.
an
and Mrs.
experience.
Lowe. My parents, I think, are listening. My grandparents, thank you guys for shouting them out yesterday.
Of course,
Of course.
they are loved. You are loved
Ryan
now.
McCann, Emerson alumni. He was a doubles machine. Rye guy, what's going on?
Right guy.
I think Brian Fisher was listening. He's another Emerson alum. He was one of those 2020 kids. Season got cut short. Great guy out of the pen for us.
Brian Fisher,
and I think
of course.
Chuck's back home too. Chuck
Chuck.
Friedman, if you're listening, what's up? We miss you. We'll see you in a couple days.
Big C, we're coming back for you, buddy.
And Brian Fisher, I don't mean to alarm you or anything, but your last name is in fact a verb.
Fisher. I hardly know her. Hey, Fish,
Oh my
how you
goodness.
doing?
Got a 3-1 count here. Nobody out.
Thanks for the help on that one.
No problem.
If I'd like to make a quick correction. Fisher, not a verb, rather a noun.
Noun indeed. Johnny, talk to me about playing in the
Proper
NUMAC
noun.
conference with a lot of powerhouse D3 names like Wheaton, Babson, MIT. How's that
NUMAC
going to
is-
battle test the Lions?
I'd go to plate arguing. I'd go up to bat arguing that it's the best conference in the country. The last full season we played, there were 2 at-large bids when Wheaton upset Babson. MIT upset Babson and Wheaton.
That ball's ripped into right center field. That's going to get behind Copeland and go to the wall. White rounding third, trying for home. Santori on his way to third. They'll both get in standing up. It is 2-1 Spartans. None gone and a runner on third now.
Copeland made a bid to cut that ball off, but it was just a bit too far in the gap as it escapes him to the wall. We have a runner on third now. 1 run in for the Aurora Spartans.
And nothing more you can say than aw shucks right there.
Oh, shucks indeed. So, 2
Where are they at in the
at-large bids.
lineup?
Up steps the 5-hitter and the
Five
catcher.
hitter. Yes, the
Jet
second time
Wet
through
guy.
here. Second time through here. That was really the first hard hit ball Lowe gave up. Chris has been doing well.
Absolutely.
He would love to have those 0-2 hits back, of course. I'm just, messing with him here. But, no, he's got some ground balls. He's got some, little soft contact to the outfield. That was the first hard hit. But we'll be good here. He'll be good. He'll get out of this. He'll get us back in.
You got to think with a high-octane offense that's scoring.
Octane. Is that the word of the day?
That sure
Has,
is.
has to be. Octane. This broadcast is sponsored by Merriam-Webster. Octane, the word of the day, as that ball's roped out into left field. DeVolio back, turning. That ball's gone. Then an escape here for the Spartans, pushing their lead 4-1. And Maffey, talk to me about the progression of Chris Lowe from last year to this year, or perhaps the entire staff. What's different?
One thing that's different, so Horan's first year, pitching coach Matt Horan's first year was my first year as well, and he's been awesome for the staff. He's turned it around, and Coach Rob Carrillo, who's just graduated from UMass Dartmouth last year, he's been awesome too. We have two minds. We're just picking everybody's brains. The younger kids are picking my brain. I'm picking their brains. I'm picking the hitters' brains when they, when I face Q in fall ball, I talk to him mid at bat.
Absolutely,
and it's different and it's weird, and not everybody does that. But if you're able to lock back in, you can. And then if he knows what's coming, then I don't care because whatever.
You get to show your stuff, and that's not Maffey versus Copeland. That's two lions in the jungle, bettering each other.
But Chris doesn't. That was a good hit. Aurora's a very good team.
Absolutely.
That dinger that was just hit. Chris will shake that off. He's coming back here. We got a little 1-2 count right here, and we're still in striking distance.
Chris Lowe, ever the fighter.
The transfer from Marist last year. Lowe joined the Lions staff pretty late and was able to hop on as an impact player as just a freshman, only a sophomore now. Still a lot of growth.
Got
a lot already done.
Johnny Maffey, a lot of picking going on of his constituents' brains, mining for information, as always. And
yeah,
I gotta ask,
It's all about the info and preparation. My dad always says, if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. I think that was Ben Franklin that he stole that one from.
That wasn't Ben Franklin. That was Mr. Maffey.
Yes, yeah. Couldn't have done that yesterday without my parents, though. And my girlfriend back home.
Well, we're all behind you, Johnny.
And everybody behind, all 44 of us.
And I have to ask, when it was getting into the later innings yesterday, what was going through your head?
It was weird.
Yeah.
The only time I've, in college, pitched that late is out of the pen.
Really?
I don't think I've made it past 6, so that was the first time going past 6 innings as a college athlete.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first, folks. There's a first for anything. Maffey going the distance yesterday. What was the energy like in the dugout? Was anyone talking to you?
Very routine oriented. Very let's do the same thing.
Cut on and miss by Jacob
I was
Amber.
bugging Jake Smith and Jake Morville, a couple freshman pitchers. I kept hitting them in the chest every inning because I did it the first inning. I'm very too superstitious. It's too much, but do the same thing and just go back out there. And when you have Ty Morgan making those plays to his right, when Q, Co, and Louie are out there, making every catch. Not hard. Cal, I'd get a kid to roll over on a changeup. Cal was right there at third. Farrar is having a great year at first. He's a great addition to this lineup. He's DHing today. But, yeah, he's bringing that Florida magic up here to the Lions.
And you got to say,
Florida man.
Yourself a transfer, Chris Lowe a transfer. Because that ball is roped into the 5-6 hole. Lou DeVolio camp behind it and throw it in. And that's another base hit for Nick Birmingham.
Yeah, we got one down here for Chris. He knows how to lock, and he'll get another ground ball here. That 5-6 hole, that killed us last year. Oh, I hated that. I almost wanted Ty to just not play shortstop, just play extended third base.
Now, it's worth looking into. Can we clone Ty? Can we put 2 Ties out there?
I'm sure if we knew how to, we would have already.
Yes.
That's a good point. Ty Morgan Jr., shortstop, hailing from Jersey. A lot of Jersey representation. Jersey on the mound, Jersey at short, Jersey all around.
Yeah, but who was it? Was it Nick? You were just bringing up the whole transfer thing. Yeah, this is a lot of, Vino, Nick Vanacchi, our head coach. A lot of he does a great job recruiting, great job running the program. And then he does a great job pulling in these transfers because, it's everybody. We got a lot of different backgrounds over here.
Lions
almost-
also added Blake Benway, sophomore catcher, and junior sidearmer Owen Anton via the transfer portal.
The way Coach Venaki has gone about it, it's almost vulturous, you got to say, picking up all of these hidden gems from around the country. And
One
credit
man's
to him.
trash. I'm not
One
calling
man-
them trash.
One man's trash is another man's 9-inning shutout.
Yeah, don't pitch like that if you want to go to Suffolk. You heard it here first.
Count moves 0-2 on Jack Seatfeld.
It's worth noting, I think a lion would just toy with a ram in the wild. What do you think, Nick?
Oh, I think it would lacerate it, rip it to shreds.
You
And
guys are
that's-
causing quite the ruckus. You guys are causing a good buzz and a bad buzz, I've heard.
We like all
What's
kinds
the
of
what's
buzz.
the all right, now I'm getting to
All
talk
buzz
to you
is
guys.
good buzz.
Keep going. and We'll pick
All
our
publicity
brains.
is good publicity.
0-2
Well, so-
on Seatfeld. Here's the pitch.
Line
Foul
back.
Oh, jeez.
Matthew, how are you not quaking in your boots?
Who are you?
That was gonna get us.
Oh, I mean, I guess he's a player. You must still be locked in.
No, I knew Chris was gonna. That was a good curveball. He snapped that off. That guy just missed it. That was a good swing on that.
He
0-2
missed it,
here.
and he almost killed us.
0-2
Right.
here. I need Chris to throw an outside
Cripes.
fastball
Cripes.
or bounce a breaker.
Low looks locked in. I was able to catch up with him pregame, doing his routine warm-ups as that ball's lined foul. Not quite outside enough, but he'll get a
No,
chance
not
to do
outside
it
at all.
again.
That was called inside. No, he hit a spot there. 0-2. Yeah, he just the whole staff. Got to be smart with 0-2. Chris does a good job throwing strikes. He's not walking a lot of guys.
So were you about
That's the only thing that's kind of hurting us.
Were
Not
you
that
a-
we've gotten hurt this year, but
5-2, a great record for the Lions. The best start in program history since, boy, I can't even remember.
That ball chopped on the ground to Kyle Jacey. He'll throw on to second for one. Jake Hatch on to first. Gackenby not able to pick that one up. And they'll trade places.
A nice turn there from JC, and in his rushed attempt, Hatch spiked that one a little bit. Acme able to keep it in front and limit the damage.
good job by Chris getting the ground ball there.
Absolutely. Soft contact
We're
is
good.
the name of the game. Lions pitchers not recording a staggering amount of strikeouts, but a staggering amount of outs.
So what I'm staggered by is
Chris Lowe is recording a staggering amount of
Chris
strikeouts
Lowe,
a little bit.
It is worth noting Chris Lowe does lead the NEMAC in strikeouts.
UMass Boston, all the love they get there, top 2 or 3 team in New England. I worked with a bunch of those guys in the Futures League over the summer. That's a great program, but they struck out Framingham State 21 times.
A program
But-
record.
So
divisible
it was
by 7 and 3, folks.
right. So it was 4. 2 guys went 4 innings, had 9 Ks each, and then the closer. Well, not for the save, they're crushing him, but for the closer, he had 3 Ks. So Chris won 4 innings, 8 Ks against Fram. So, we're that's what excites me.
When are
Framingham
we
State, a
going
team
to
that
start
does not
talking
like
about
to hit the baseball.
Framingham trying to strike out? Is that what's going on, Nick?
I think they're trying to fudge the numbers.
Framingham, can we talk about has
I'm not
Calvin
allowed
Ridley
to- I'm
has
not
Calvin
allowed
Ridley
to-
joined the roster on Framingham State?
I'm not allowed to do that. Framingham got me pretty good right before the world ended. So,
Matthew tips his
Folks,
cap
if
to Framingham.
you're tuned in now, the world is in fact still intact. Johnny Maffey using a little bit of hyperbole to express his discontent with the goings-on of the year in 2020.
As Lowe misses
course,
outside there. Runner on first.
Close, the world was stricken with a pandemic.
One that we're seemingly
3-0 count here. Nobody in the pen. That's the trust we have in Chris right here. He's really one thing. One of you guys started talking about this, not to change the subject or anything, but
Continue.
last year, the whole staff let everything snowball a little too much, and we're really not right now. A little double and a dinger never killed anybody.
Things are very contained.
Yeah, we'll be
and
good.
you might have jinxed it as freshman number 25 Jake Morvillo trots on out to the pen, but
Hey.
I'd like to emphasize the trust we do have in Chris Lowe. Chris Lowe, again, leading the NEMAC in strikeouts. As the runner moves, Okamoto will fire not in time. He'll
It's
stand
going to be
up and
moot
steal a base.
anyway, as batter will take his base. That's ball 4. First and second now, 2 away.
Carrillo out to talk to his ace. That's Coach Rob Carrillo.
Now,
Story time.
were my ears tricking me, or were you trying to levy criticism at us moments ago?
No, not at all. I was asking, how do you take, when people are saying, "Oh, you're going a little off the rails"? What do you guys
how
say
are
to
we
that?
so staunchly perseverant?
What do you guys say to
I'll
that?
I'll tell you how I take it.
Take it in stride.
I memorize each and every person who has said so much as a bad word.
I
You have a
against
list?
us.
I have a list
Like
of my
Ryan,
notes.
like Ryan from The Office?
Absolutely.
That's
I
exact-
am Ryan from The Office, Johnny.
You know, I'm going to ask Ryan McCann right now. He just texted me back. He is listening.
Ryan guy.
Ryan, is it too silly? Or do you like it? He'll
I-
text me
Ryan,
back.
keep in mind,
Right guy.
I have conjured up curses for
We
each
would-
and every person who has
We would love
said
to not
negative
have to curse
words.
you. I heard you lived at Gordon. You're a good guy, Rye guy. But just
Come on,
do not cross
come on,
us.
Ryan. That is a great property.
Do not cross us.
2 on 2
54
out
Gordon
here,
Street.
low back on the bump.
1-0.
All right, story time. So, Carrillo just did a little visit. Last spring trip we had down in Florida, I got my first college win against St. Vincent. I forget where they're from. They're one of those Midwest. I'm
St.
gonna get
Vincent, St.
sidetracked
Mary.
here. I hate how the Midwest is called the Midwest. It's not West.
It's not west, but it is mid.
Nonetheless,
Nothing mid about that pitch.
I love everybody
Slider
from our
catch
mid,
the corner, we go to
from the Midwest
1-1.
team.
I'd love to know what Rye guy said before we
So,
get into this story.
I got some. Did he text back? He did. 1 sec. I got a bunch of BK spicy chicken nuggets the day before that game, or 2 days before that game.
Yeah.
Not
Kept them in
sponsored by
the. It was
BK.
like the family 50
Ball hit
pack.
on the ground. Gonna get by Ty Morgan, and runner will score standing up. It's now Aurora 5, Emerson 1.
That's a tough break. Chris made a good pitch there, and he ended up getting
Soft contact there.
unfairly punished by that. It just found a little spot in the hole. It just trickled through. That was a really soft ground ball.
Was able to force some really weak contact there.
And that's what he did. Chris did his job there. That's what you want. I hate that as a pitcher.
Absolutely.
What other things do you hate as a pitcher?
I hate a lot of things.
I
as a
hate
pitcher.
intolerance. I hate discrimination.
I don't love that these umps were a little late.
I hate blisters, Nick.
Oh, blisters, calluses,
I hate
cold
walks.
sores.
I hate walks.
I hate walks too.
That's
walks,
what I think. I hate
have
that
to take
the
my
most
dog
as well.
on them all
Anyways,
the time.
back to the story. So, I was in a little trouble. I ended up getting out of it. I was in a little trouble. Horn came out to the mound. Pitching coach Matt Horn came out to the mound, and he to let a bullpen guy give it a couple minutes to warm up, and he just said, "Hey, how the Nuggets sitting?" And then I laughed and walked back to the dugout.
Now, Johnny,
From my belly.
I'd love to know. Please answer the question that Horn asked.
Ball ripped into shallow center field.
Rye guy said you're doing a
Cone
great
around
job.
it.
Thank
Another
you,
run
Rye
will
guy.
come in to score, and the runners trade places again. Aurora tack on another one on a ball right back up the middle.
Yeah, again,
How are the Nuggets?
not a hard hit. This was just too. That's what I hate too.
And you got to feel for Lowe. He knows we're rooting for him. Doing his job on the mound against a top 25 ranked team. Rankings, schmankings. Chris Lowe getting the job done
Should be
despite the
noted.
scoreboard.
Should be noted, Johnny Maffey here in the booth, seething and writhing with anger after another
It's not
piece
anger.
of
It's
weak contact. No,
It's just the weak
no,
contact.
I don't
It's
blame you.
It's
No.
frustration.
Yeah, I get that.
And
Let
it's
it
not
all
the
out.
defense either. They're just placing it. They're getting a little lucky. I guess if you're ranked, you get lucky.
I'd rather be lucky than good any day. Quote from my father. I'm not sure who he stole that from. Shout out Jeff Smith back home. Hi, Jeff. Dad.
This game's brought to you by 4-leaf clovers. Find a clover, pick it up, and all your day you'll have good luck. Saying often applied to a
You know
penny.
what? Can I transfer that sponsorship to Lucky Charms?
No
Lucky
free
Charms,
ads.
official
No free
cereal
ads.
of the Emerson Lions, although no free ads. Johnny,
Alright,
how are
come
the
on,
Nuggets?
Chris.
How are the Nuggets, Johnny?
Oh,
I want to
love
know.
BK spicy nuggets.
BK Spicy Nuggets, no free ads. That's blank blank Spicy Nuggets.
Who we got batting, Nick? Who's at the plate?
This is Dylan White, who looks at ball one on the outside corner. Two
Dylan-
away, runner still at first and second.
Dylan White hitting in the 3-hole for the Spartans, getting his
Sat-
third ups of the game.
Sat down in the first at bat of the inning. Cut on and missed.
Nice
Nasty
breaker
hook.
there. Great breaker there by Chris.
And as a hitter who's faced low, I'd be lying if I didn't say he doesn't have good movement, good amount of spin on that ball.
He gets some, not to give info away to our future opponents, but yeah, I mean, good two-seam, good breaker. Throws it for strikes.
Here's
Lions
the 1-1.
known for good
Spiking
block
the
by
third.
Okamoto. Keeps it in front. Runners will hold on a ball spiked a foot in front of the plate. Lions known for getting weird on the mound. Weird gets results.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever done on the mound, Johnny?
The weirdest thing I've ever done on the mound. I don't know. We'll come back to that one.
I did my taxes in 2020 from the mound.
Legally?
Yeah, it
Follow
was
the
real
rules?
easy.
What service did you use?
I used TurboTax.
TurboTax.
Yeah.
1-2
Not
count here.
sponsored by
It was-
TurboTax.
That ball's
Gotta
going to
get
run
up
in on
and
White.
in.
He
Yeah, he
just
just-
ducks out of the way.
Let that curveball slip a little bit, but
Just
2-2
attack.
count here. Chris can still win this. This is still advantage CeeLo here.
Advantage CeeLo brushing White off his plate. Look for him to go outside here. Let's see what CeeLo has in store.
White reared his head back quick to get out of the way of that fastball, but not quite as quick as TurboTax's service to help you
No
get your
free
taxes
ads.
done. April 1st is coming up, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go.
Exactly.
Good job, Chris.
CeeLo knows exactly what he's doing.
Drop
Gets
that
the
in
ball
2-2.
right down the middle.
What'd I tell ya?
Dylan White didn't like it, but that's in there easily. Strike 3. Get on that scooter and get back in the dugout. That's a pair of shoes.
Lace them up and head on back to the dugout. After 2.5, the Lions have their work cut out for them. The 5-run inning makes it 6-1 in
Do it.
favor of the Aurora Spartans.
Let's stay right here.
Due up for the Lions, we have junior Ty Morgan batting in the 2-hole, Lou DiVolio next, and after him, Chris Ferrara. 2-3-4 for the Lions.
So this pitcher for Aurora, what's his name again?
Reinhardt.
Reinhardt. So he's been establishing the high heat. He's dropping that slurvy slider thing in. But we were getting to him last inning. We were just hopefully Co's okay because he got hit in the back. He will be though. He's a tough cookie.
Ball's getting knocked around.
But yeah,
Not
you know,
striking out.
Oak poked that over there to right field for the RBI. That was huge.
Great piece of hitting. 2-strike hitting from Okamoto. The
You know, now we
Lions.
got Ty Morgan, who, you know, him, Q, and Ferrara couldn't be hotter right now.
Absolutely. Ty Morgan, the reigning NUMAC Baseball Athlete of the Week. Unable to secure that prestigious Lion of the Week title, though. I'll take NUMAC Athlete of the Week any day.
You
Speaking
think
of-
do I have your vote for that? I might have a bit at that.
You're darn right you got my vote.
Well,
Me and the panel will
This week,
will
I'm personally
decide.
abstaining this week because there are just too many good candidates to choose.
I know. It really is. Hopefully Numac pitcher.
Ty Morgan digs in, takes
Cool.
ball 1 low.
Now that I said it, I'm not going to get it, though.
Ty Morgan, also the recipient of the most prestigious accolade that you can possibly achieve as an Emerson Lion, the downtown jacket, as that ball is ripped into left center field. Back goes the left fielder, and that
That's
ball
good.
is out of here.
Ty Morgan, touch 'em all, his first blast of the year. That's a tie bomb. Ty Morgan trots around third, first pitch swinging, first pitch crushing. See ya baseball. Ty Morgan's first of the year. Lions
Oh.
cut the deficit 6-2.
Ay day me, that got out in a hurry.
Me oh my. It's a bird, it's a plane, nope. It's a ball off the bat. Ty Morgan.
Ty Morgan getting his whittling patch as he cuts the lead down to just 4.
Yeah, he smacked that thing into the power alley. That hit those soccer nets out there. I don't know what those are doing. Is that a soccer net? Whatever.
Some type of net.
Whatever that
was
is.
crushed.
Soccer.
And folks, those
Soccer.
aren't boos.
These are big league fields. That was a big league home run. Ties.
Absolutely.
What I say. Couldn't be hotter right now.
Absolutely. No,
Now we
folks,
got Lou, who poked one out yesterday.
those aren't boots, those are Lou's. For Lou DiVolio, the senior wearing number 24. Lou, the most notable athlete to rock the 24 ever. And
Can
the
you-
most to ever wear
You know
purple.
what was great about Ty yesterday too is, he didn't have his best day at the plate, which means he's probably 1 for 4, and he didn't take it out to the field. That's what a lot of kids. That's what's been, when people say this is different. That's what's changing a lot about this program. It's just everyone. Let you guys take that one.
DiVolio grounds that one to the right side. First baseman gloves and hands it for out number 1.
That brings
Continue,
up
John.
the designated hitter, Chris Ferrara, number 4.
Florida man.
Chris ripped a base hit in his first at bat.
Smoked it down the left field line. Was held to a single barely by a good cutoff in left field.
But let's backtrack, Johnny. We
Like
can
I was
move
saying,
on.
a lot of guys want to win,
Absolutely.
and they don't care how it's done. All 44 dudes. Whether they're in the dugout, in the bullpen, wearing shorts, wearing pants. And I think my dad showed me this one too. It was a quote from some high school account. It was, freshmen want to be on the team, sophomores want to play, juniors want to start, seniors want to win. And more than just seniors want to win, and that's where the success is coming from right now.
I'm a
same
freshman.
page.
I'm a freshman, and I want to win by
Exactly.
any means possible.
Exactly.
Hey,
I'm a
heck,
freshman and I wear shorts.
Heck, I'd even cheat, Johnny.
No,
This
we do not cheat.
broadcast disavows cheating as that ball gets back.
Oh, that was the weakest foul ball of all time.
There's
Well,
no
what do you
such thing
expect-
as a weak
What do you
foul
expect
ball.
us to do, Johnny?
I'm only a man.
My goodness gracious.
Yeah, my goodness gracious is right.
Is
That
right.
is scary.
Fear for my life.
0-2 on Chris Ferrara. Reinhardt
digs in.
stalls, deals, cut on and missed. Down goes Ferrara
Gets
on
Ferrara
strikes.
fan, and I can't imagine the last time. I can't even remember when he last struck
Yeah,
out.
he
Ferrara
doesn't
having that
strike out
kind
a
of a
lot.
season.
That was a good 0-2 pitch from a good pitcher right there. What are you going to do? You got to protect the plate. Here's Knack, though.
Ferrara put the ball in the bat twice there before fanning, and gotta imagine he'll be back for a good productive AB if he sees Reinhardt again. Junior Matt Nakamy playing first base today. He'll step in, get his second cracks at Reinhardt. Striking out looking last time.
Got to imagine Reinhardt's going to stay in there. Oh, that'll get through.
That
Gets
is
through that
squid.
coveted 5-6 hole. Flubbed out there. Rolls on through to left field. Nakamy's on board with his second consecutive hit.
Should
in
be
2
noted.
games.
Should be noted in the game of Risk, the most important territories to conquer: Europe, South Africa, and the 5-6 hole.
Absolutely.
That 5-6 hole,
This
man.
game is brought to you by Risk. Risk. Fun for the whole family. 12 plus. Nakamy on first, and now as Jake Hatch digs in, getting his second ups of the day. He'll pound that foul.
Jake knows his swing better than Bryce Harper's dad knows Bryce Harper's swing.
Bryce Harper's dad, a known user of some form of PED. That guy's big, and it's
Also-
not natural.
Also known to live completely vicariously through his son. As
That ball's up the middle.
chopped.
Gonna get through. Nakamy holds at second. Hatch is back. Gotta be some luck from brother Blake Hatch.
Now I've got to ask Johnny Maffey, do you want kids?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm in college, Nick.
Well, it's never too early to start planning. I guess the natural follow-up to that question is, should you have little kiddos for your own? You plan on living through them vicariously?
I don't know what vicarious means.
Essentially, it
I
means
hope
you
my mom didn't hear that one.
live your life through your children.
Oh. Well, I mean, in a good way, sure.
Cal Jaycee steps up. The captain cuts and misses on a fastball up in the zone.
Cal's been coming through a lot for us this year.
He's been swinging a hot bat. I
Nick.
mean, who hasn't in this Emerson lineup?
Nick, you didn't ask me if I want kids.
Well, Avery, I know the answer. You and I chat
Oh,
a
that's
whole lot
that
about the
slider again.
subject.
Nick, could you ask me?
Well, Avery, do you want kids?
Does the Nard dog want Nard pups? Yeah. Want a big old litter of Nard pups. All jumping around, put them in a box, give them to my neighbors? Yeah, I want kids.
Count goes to 0-2.
JC takes one outside.
Yeah, that 0-2 pitch Cal swung at was the same one he got Chris on last at bat, Chris Ferrara on. And but he left that cheese outside that time.
Cal not
JC
biting.
eating his carrots. Probably not from the dining hall. Perhaps from Getter.
Probably not from the TAM either.
Absolutely not. Don't even know what that is. JC fans,
This one's
that
caught
ball's
on
on the
a
ground.
mist.
Perpetual fire. Reinhardt
this guy-
starts off.
I know the wonderful folks listening can't see it, but this guy's starting that slider outside, and it looks a lot like the fastball. It's a good pitch.
Great pitch.
Tunneling it well with that
Deceitful.
fastball
It's
as well.
definitely a slider, not a slurve, like I mentioned earlier. I stand corrected.
Johnny Maffey, breaking news, stands corrected. Not sits, stands corrected.
After 3, the Aurora Spartans with 6 and your Emerson Lions with 2.
Lions get one back on the tie bomb. Ty Morgan leaving the yard for his first of the year.
A lot of runs via the home run this year. Johnny, is this like anything
Tanks.
you've seen before?
Well, out here in Arizona, out here in Tucson. Welcome to Tucson, by the way.
Sunny Tucson.
Let me
spelled
be the first to
Tucson.
welcome you to
And,
Tucson.
and you, welcome.
It's impressive out here at these big spring training fields. The D-backs used to play here. The White Sox used to play here. In Northborough, it's almost helping me pitch better because it's just like, okay, you can, some of those, when the wind's blowing the right way for the hitters, some of those guys can just flick the ball right out of there, especially some of our guys. So yes, it's impressive there, especially some of the tanks. Like Jake Hatch hit a tank in the snow that would have hit those mountains over there. Are those
Absolutely.
the foothills? Have we figured out which ones those are?
Those are not feet. Those are mountains, Johnny.
No, they're called something's called the foothills. Right?
It's
Let's call it the
a
foothills.
lot
I
of
like
weird
that.
topography around these parts. Did you bring your globe? I checked mine.
It's very flat, and then it's like boom.
It makes for a good picture. Lions
Anywho, Jake
photographer
Morvillo, freshman.
and sidearmer
lefty.
Brian Simpson.
Spoilers.
How's that a spoiler?
Excuse me, not Jake Smith.
Jake Morvillo
Jake
on the bump.
Morvillo.
Jake did a great job in his NCAA debut on Monday against Buena Vista. Those big Iowans, they have a great team.
Absolutely. Buena
They
Vista.
beat great teams too.
They beat the
Emerson
Aurora
Lions
Spartans.
did well to take one off him on Monday.
Absolutely, yeah.
Didn't meet the same fate yesterday.
Yeah, no, we don't like splitting, but that was a good team win. And long week. We'll forget about that one. That happened yesterday, but yeah, Jake came in for the 8th. He started off the 9th. That was a crazy 9th, but I don't even remember everything that happened. So much happened.
Whirlwind of the
That
ninth
was a
inning.
fun one.
It did see the
But
Lions
that
holding
just
on
goes to
for
show
the
it's a
W.
game of inches, and Morvillo was part of that game of inches, and he was a huge part of that victory, getting it. It went from Ty to Benny, and then Morvillo to Mikey and Roar, and the offense put up another double-digit effort, as they seem to be addicted to doing.
Morvillo misses inside with a big swooping curveball. Talk to me about Morvillo's pitch selection and the variety.
Again, not to give anything away.
Jeez! Oh God!
That was.
And you got gunshot.
That wasn't even from our field.
Okay, look, okay. Do you want to tell me honestly, Johnny, that if there wasn't a roof
No,
here,
that scared me.
If there wasn't a roof here, that wouldn't have struck us right on the temple?
Somebody would have said heads up.
Yet again, today's broadcast is brought to you by Easton Helmets. Easton Helmets, for the love of God, get one before you
guys need
get
to
struck
get a
on the head.
sponsor.
Helmets
before
and
you
shin
say
guards. I
sponsor.
use Razor helmets, Nick. Razor.
I used Riddell.
I use a speed flex when I played.
No, I'd never played football.
I was
much
I was
hockey.
a center,
Too much time
undersized.
for hockey.
Morvillo, after spiking
We
two
have
curveballs,
2-0 count here.
2-0.
gets a visit paid to him by
No, Jake's
Coach
awesome. He's
Carrillo.
hungry. And he's going to be a great pitcher for the next few years here.
He's
at Emerson.
hungry. Get that man some food as that curveball misses low.
You're going to 3-0 count here.
final line for Chris Lowe. As that ball finds the zone on a fastball. Count goes to 3-1. 3 frames thrown, 6 earned to his name.
Although, what you don't see in the stat line there is the amount of balls that just barely snuck through. There's no stat for soft contact in that book we keep. Chris Lowe doing a good job limiting damage. That could have been a whole lot worse.
Yeah, and that's the stuff that, the coaches know.
Absolutely.
And
Don't
that's
hang
what's
your head,
most
Chris.
important. No, not at all.
And that ball runs in.
And it doesn't even, we'll be good. We're in this game. We're in striking distance against a great team after a long week. And, even though that guy put up, did we get one that bottom of the third? Or 0?
We did.
Oh, yeah,
We
Ty
did.
got
6-2 the
Yeah,
score.
The
we're
home
hitting
run.
them. Right, my bad.
Yeah,
How could I forget?
Absolutely. The Lions
How
with
could I
a
forget?
volatile offense known to put regular 4 and 5 spots at any time.
Speaking of spots, Jake Morvillo not catching his early. He's down 2-0 on the catcher.
Speaking of spots, this broadcast is sponsored by Dalmatians 101.
Dalmatians no longer
Fact.
the official dog of the fire department, but still the official dog of your Emerson
Oh, that's a
Lions.
strike.
That's
Jake
a
dropped one in there, but they're going to give him a 3-0 count on that. He comes in facing 2 righties. Going to try to roll a ground ball here. They did give him the strike on that. Excuse me. Unless
2-1
that's a
count.
mistake.
It sure looked like one. Umpire
I
might
If
didn't
it
have
think
were
of
disagreed.
if it were called a ball, that would be nothing but boulder dash.
Boulder
As
dash and
Jake
hogwash.
Smith sets.
Morvillo.
Morvillo sets on the 2-1.
There
Called
it
strike.
is.
We move to 2-2.
We believe.
This is where
Allegedly.
this is where the young kids need to be smart, because You know, they don't know what some of these college kids can do to baseballs.
Umpire confirms count is 3-1.
Oh, it is. So I
A rough
called
call.
it. I knew it was a mistake.
Well, rough call on
excuse me.
But that wasn't a mistake by
That
the
was in
because
there.
that one caught the corner.
That caught everything. That was a strike, and he's gonna. Morvillo getting squeezed here as that's ball 4. That didn't
No.
really miss by much.
I'm not sure if the umpire really knows what to do with this curveball.
Did Morvillo key his car or something?
Must have.
Do we have?
No.
Does he have? Is he out for vengeance against Morvillo?
Likely.
Has to
Vengeance,
be.
of course, one of the words of the day.
One of octane and vengeance.
Octane.
You have a good thesaurus here, being my brain.
Johnny,
and
why don't you
Nick's.
flick through that one?
You know what
Expand
another
your
word is?
vocab.
Nonetheless.
Nonetheless,
I've been using
I like
that this
word.
week.
Nonetheless,
I have a question for you two.
let's hear
Shoot.
it.
As the kick and the pitch.
Oh,
I
you
like-
got a little excited there, man.
No, I like that. I like that
Oh,
one.
I was ready
Did the
because I
umpire.
was ready for a first pitch strike there.
I
still
like your
getting squeezed a little bit.
I like your gumption, Maffey.
Are clementines healthier if you buy them from Trader Joe's or Whole Foods, or the stores that Trader Joe's and Whole Foods think are less healthy, like Stop and Shop?
You know what I'm gonna say?
I'm saying they're saying that, not me.
I think a clementine is a clementine.
That's what I thought too.
You ever had a cutie?
So why don't we just have clementine stores?
Agreed. You ever had a cutie though? Those is that what they're called? Cuties? Or
Is
no,
that
halos.
a brand? Are you
Halos.
giving out free ads again?
I gotta work on it. Unnamed. We'll just say they're called halos.
Can we not
You ever had
endorse?
halos?
Can we not endorse a brand that we enjoy?
Fine.
This broadcast is sponsored by Ride and Pine.
Another 3-0 count here.
3-0 count. Morvillo gets his
This
sign.
kid's crowding the plate.
They've been keeping it tight. Morvillo delivers. That's in there. Outside corner.
This is a
Strike
3-0,
one.
right?
This is
3-1 the count.
This is Jacob M. Bell, the left fielder,
3-0.
number 31.
Jake's everywhere. Morvillo on the mound, Okamoto behind the plate, and another Jake. That's a trinity of Jake.
Try Jakes.
Speaking of
out
another triangle we don't like, Bermuda Triangle. Nick, talk to me.
there. Well, I sure like that. Jake Morvillo stuffs a fastball inside on
It's going to go
number
full.
31, and the count moves full.
I would adore a ground ball right here from Jake.
Would be
That's one
fantastic.
thing he knows to do. He knows how to get a ground ball.
Smoke down the
ripped.
line. That's a foul ball. Good off speed from Morvillo. He knows how to miss a barrel.
Now, we talked earlier about the Bermuda Triangle.
We did. I'd love to hear your
And the,
thoughts.
Oh, did you?
and the
We
mysteries
always
that
do.
lie beneath the salty blue of that small radius.
Unforgiving
Bermuda.
territory of Agua.
We'll touch more on it after the full count pitch. Morvillo comes set,
Come on, Jake.
gets ready to deliver.
Checks his runner.
Don't worry about
Comes
him on
set.
second.
Delivers.
Ripped just the wrong side of the chalk down the left field line.
Morvillo doing a great job mixing up his pace as well as his velocity, getting
Yeah, one thing I
The other
don't
Jake
mind
ahead
if
on
he
that.
doesn't worry about that guy focusing on the hitter a little bit now. He's this guy's proven he's not going anywhere. But Jake did so well the other day too because he was throwing strikes. So it just goes to show he might be getting squeezed a little bit. But that curveball
That should
does
have
not
missed.
catch the corner.
just misses outside. Can't say I agree, but Mr. Crew Chief knows what he's doing, I guess, allegedly. based
That
on
one,
the-
that one was
Bases
probably
packed.
a little bit outside, but
Bases moved to packed, stuffed, chock full of dudes. Runners at first,
Speaking
second,
of-
and third.
Speaking of pack, Nick and I made a pact to always entertain. Entertain, the tertiary word of the day. Vengeance, octane, and entertain. A lot of tains.
A lot of tens.
Accutane. Maintain.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by. Oh,
we have untucked Morvillo here.
Untucked Morvillo, more dangerous than Kyrie. Kyrie putting up a 50-piece the other day. I like Morvillo anyway.
I like Morvillo much better than Kyrie.
and why is that?
Because Kyrie left the Celtics.
He left the
He
Celtics in
kind of
shambles temporarily.
abandoned.
Abandoned ship.
Yeah.
Speaking
Betrayed.
of, that's what I would do if I was caught in
Lied.
the Bermuda Triangle. I would
Lied.
abandon ship and find safety.
1-0 count for Jake.
And you got to think once the spirits and beasts that lie beneath the surface in the Bermuda Triangle have locked onto you, set you in their sights,
You're toast.
it'd be pretty hard to come out of that and live to tell the story.
Matt, do you have any toast recently?
Recently, no. You know what? I
you been
usually only toast when I make topless sandwiches.
Now, why are they topless?
because they're less carbs.
That ball runs
And I
in.
trick myself into thinking I ate a whole sandwich.
You're darn right you do.
You know, sometimes you got to watch the LBs.
Absolutely, a good
Not something you
substitution.
two need to worry about, but
Oh,
I'm working. I'm
John.
working on it.
you're too kind.
Now, Johnny, have you ever tried substituting bread with just more lettuce? I've made
I
all
Ball
this
have,
ripped
up.
into
and
center
it's-
field by
Cohen's back. He'll track under it. Runner's going to tag. Cohen, a nice job camping under that. 2 runners advance. Runners at the corners. 1 run in. Although the sack fly,
you know,
Willow gets an out.
the earth is it 71% water?
About 71.
right you are.
The other 29% is
Covered by Ty Morgan.
Lou, Co, Roar, Q, Milo, Ruben, Jordy,
Pretty much anyone with a name that you stick out there in the outfield.
anyone on the Emerson outfield.
Any
They're
Lions.
covering the rest.
Big
That
shout
was a
out
good
to
job
freshman
by Co.
outfielder Eric Ladd. We know you're listening, buddy.
And after recording just the one out, that will do it for Jake Morvillo this afternoon. Coming out of the pen now to pitch.
Used to be junior side armor. Josh
Jake should,
Caltabiano, ever the funny man. Jake getting squeezed there. Story of the day, umpire not feeling that Morvillo curveball. I was, but alas,
You know,
I'm
the
no umpire.
You have to say Jake must have wronged the umpire in some way not to get some of those calls. He was pounding the zone. Or
you
at
think
least
Jake
it
will be
looked
good.
like it.
Jake will keep his head held high. He's
Absolutely.
a good kid.
Good
I love
dude.
having him in the dugout when I'm on the mound. I love having him on the mound when I'm at the plate. I mean, when I'm in the
You taking
what do you
hacks
say?
lately?
Is
Not
that
on
right?
the plate, on the field, in the dugout. What am I saying?
Take any hacks in
But yeah,
practice
Caltas-
lately, Johnny?
I took a couple hacks.
How'd it
What do
go?
you guys think of those?
Thought you smoked a couple balls. Thought you had the future
I
as a
didn't.
two-way.
I need to work on my load if I need to. If I want to hit it, poke any over the fence.
You know what
I'll
you want?
tell
You know what you
you've
should
got
do?
a sweet stroke.
I can hit a soft toss stinger.
There you go. You got that rotational power. You know what I would do if I wanted to hit a home run? I'd hit the ball over the fence.
You know what I would do?
What would you do?
Ask kindly.
Ask and you shall receive.
Ladies and gentlemen, something that falls by the wayside a lot in the game of baseball are manners.
Do you
Now,
have manners?
I'm not sure exactly how your
Where'd you
mom has
learn your
raised you
manners?
boys.
I learned them
Well,
from Kristen Alasso and Jeff Smith.
I was raised right by Brenda Favazzo. That's BRENDA FAVAZZO.
I wasn't curious.
Well, we're looking. Well, I'm just
Hi,
looking
Brenda.
to give all the facts.
Mrs. Favazzo.
You have great manners, Nick.
Well, thank you. That
Oh,
means
so
a lot.
I- so-
as do you, John.
Avery?
So I don't.
Avery, you have great manners.
Thanks, Johnny.
Today's game,
Caltabiano has great manners too.
Today's
Caltabiano,
game
the
is-
funny man.
today's game is brought to you by Mutual Respect. Mutual Respect.
Sounds like an insurance company.
It's brought to you by Money Mutual.
Oh my gosh,
Spokesperson
here we go again.
Montel Williams will let you know. Money Mutuals.
You know,
All
there
right,
you go.
bring-
Colt is on the mound.
You bring a sense of.
He's from LA, sidearm, actually submarine. He's got some good pitches. Talk about another coachable kid. Another kid asks a lot of questions. Another kid that, you know, he works hard. He fights when his number's called. He doesn't pass up the
Josh
opportunities.
Caltabiano's message to the children listening at home. Be curious, kids. Always ask questions. He sets in now with one away and runners at the corners in to face the 3-hitter Dylan White.
Another fact about Caltabiano is he is a ground ball machine. He'll live low. He knows how to hit his spots.
Excuse me, quick
And he's a
correction.
Yankees
That is,
fan.
excuse me, quick correction. That is the 8-hitter Jack Seafelt, number 16, in to face Josh Caltabiano.
A
They'll
rare
check in.
pickoff from Caltabiano. A quick move there. Sharp.
Rare
one.
because he never lets anyone on, right?
Absolutely. Johnny, tell me about your time at Hingham High School. HHS alum Johnny Maffey, you're in the booth with us.
I liked him. I played hockey and baseball there.
Yep.
Coach Niles, Coach Swanson, Coach DeVito helped a lot in baseball. Helped a ton.
Would you say you had a positive high school experience?
Yes.
That's good.
You
to hear.
guys?
I attended 2 high schools over 5 years.
I
Yeah.
attended,
Positive overall besides that COVID year.
I
Yeah.
attended just the one and was bullied relentlessly.
What
I'm
for?
sorry.
Oh,
Not by
just
me,
my,
right?
Just my general demeanor and appearance.
I'll take blame. I
That's
was
not
the
fair.
bully.
That's a strike.
I
That
was
caught the corner
jealous.
for
I was
Caltabiano.
the bully, and I was jealous, Nick.
Got a
Well-
2-1 count, one out.
It's water under the bridge, Avery, as the count moves to 2-1.
Water under the bridge, something New Jersey governors are not fond of. Bridges, as Caltabiano comes set. That ball's in the air, lifted out to deep right center. Cohen going
Gonna be
back.
quite a run for Cohen.
That ball's going to hop over the fence. A ground rule double for the Aurora 3-hitter. Cohen couldn't quite track it down.
That was up in the air for a little bit, but yeah, it bounced off the warning track out to, it's kind of the J.D. Martinez power alley, right? Out there.
Indeed, the Bermuda Triangle, if you will, out there.
Oh.
Not quite like
Wait,
Fenway,
wouldn't
but
that be-
deep enough.
So,
Is that the Bermuda Triangle, or wouldn't that be, two infielders and an outfielder?
well, at Fenway, I think there's that little
Is that little the Bermuda or
crease.
So
the
where
Fenway
is
Triangle?
where is the prevalent triangle on a baseball field? I you know what, Matthew, I'm liking your argument you're making.
I think it could be.
You really see triangles everywhere through life.
The strongest shape, triangles.
5, 6, 7.
Yep.
4, 6, 8, or 3, 4, 9.
Soccer commonly called the game of triangles, but Johnny Maffey making an argument for baseball here as he sees equilateral,
I think I'm bad
isosceles,
luck up
and
here.
scalene triangles all around.
Have you
Matthew,
guys
ever
noticed
since
that?
You've capped in. The Spartans can't stop scoring.
Well, Johnny, if you left, we'd just miss you too darn much.
I know, but I might need a. I'm not taking blame yet, but I might have to.
Well, we can only find out when you check out.
If
We'll
I
do
leave.
an experiment.
Should I just leave?
After this inning, let Calta work. He needs
Okay,
it.
yeah, I want to watch Calta from here. I want
Give
to see
us-
how his stuff's moving. You can't see that from the dugout all the time. His stuff is moving. That guy just got a good piece of it. Sometimes. Oh, look at that slider. See, that started right at the knee. Came in and he was on his toes. That double that kid just hit. That's just where you tip your cap
It's a
once
fly
in a while,
ball.
you know.
That's a fly ball.
That was a double.
It
was
was
struck
it
well.
was raw power.
That's where you tip your cap, you know. Can't win them all.
Can't possibly win them all.
Can't win them all unless you're the Lions with
did.
Avery and Nick in the booth and a camera. 4-0 with a video broadcast.
Yeah, who forgot the charger?
Not I, said Avery Smith.
Nor I, said
So-
Nicholas Charles
It's
Favazzo.
not. I didn't ask if it was you. I asked who.
Well, we just want to deflect blame. Deflect, deflect, deflect. That's the name of the game. Speaking of deflecting, these Emerson white jerseys. Oh my God!
To deflect foul balls away from the booth. Good
I would have
gracious.
protected you guys.
These all white
Thank you,
Emerson
Johnny.
jerseys doing their best to refract light.
Nope, all white Emerson jerseys are clearly bad luck. I requested non-white jerseys yesterday.
And how did that go?
You know, game 1 it went well.
Game 1, it went fantastic.
Game 2 our bats were there.
You just wait till the Lions have matching hat and
Oh, he
jersey
jams
combos.
him.
Hey, Macarena, that's just over the head of Cal JC. 1 runs in to score, seconds in to score.
Now,
2 more tacked
What do
on.
I keep saying? Calta
Unlucky.
jams him right there. A great inside 2-seam. I was actually playing catch with Josh before the game. And he was hitting his spots, and he just hit a spot right there. And that kid just fisted it right over Cal. And it's not Cal's fault. It's just, what are you going to...
What are you going
It's
to do
very
about
awkward.
that?
Cal would have to turn around. It would have been a magnificent Manny Machado-esque play.
Absolutely.
Nolan Arenado-esque play.
Can't
But-
be expected of anyone. That
If
was
this
a
game,
tough spot.
if success in this game was measured by the individual prowess of each individual hit, I'd say the Lions would come out on top in this one.
I like the Lions, although the scoreboard won't reflect that. Calta comes set, delivers
Yeah,
with a runner
I
on
think
first. Swing and a miss.
I think I'm voting no on these white jerseys.
I'd have to
If the
agree.
result holds, we're still in it.
You're darn right.
Still
The
a ball
Lions,
game.
notably in it always with the volatility of that offense, they are known to just come out there swinging, putting up 7, perhaps 8 runs an inning.
See that staying nice and inside. You know, it's starting at the knees, it's starting to ball, becoming a strike, and a low strike, which is where you want to live, and that's how you don't get hit around, which is a
Caltabiano
good thing.
finding his stride here with that slider. Drops it in, it's fouled off, and the count moves to 0-2
Calto's really
on
focused.
the leadoff hitter, Corey Vondra.
Not focused. We had the Syracuse Duke ACC basketball game in the background. I don't know if we have an update on that or not, but Calta's grandpa
Runner
went
goes.
to...
Ball flubbed into right field.
And flub is right, Nick, as the runner will hold. Runners at the corners now.
Generating soft contact again. Sorry to interrupt, but like, what do I keep saying?
None of these balls are being tagged. Calta doing a good job hitting a spot. Aurora doing a better job cheaply hitting the ball where the lines
That was,
are
I mean,
not.
you could call it an executed hit and run, but it wasn't on the ground. And in high school, I would have had to, what would Coach Niles have made me do? I think some sit-ups if we don't get the ball on the ground on the hit and run and BP.
The out-of-town scoreboard shows that Duke beat Syracuse today 88-79 without Buddy
Don't tell
Boeheim.
Josh.
Do not tell Josh. Noted Syracuse fan.
That was a weird suspension, I think, right?
He didn't deserve it, although there's precedent. Chris Paul at Wake Forest got suspended for a game for the same thing.
Chris Paul went to Wake Forest?
He did, didn't he?
Fun fact.
Fun fact
Wow.
about Chris Paul, CP3.
Demon Deacons.
I totally just zoned out. What is going on?
Here?
Some
Hit and run.
college
There was
basketball.
There's just a little hit and run.
Aurora well executing there.
Like I said, soft contact. That's what
Calls
Josh
Josh
is in
up.
here to do. Submarine guys, not everybody's Brad Ziegler. It's you're supposed to be a ground ball machine, get some bloops. That kid, like I said, everybody gives up a big hit. You tip your cap to that kid. It was honestly a good pitch from Josh. That double we were talking about, but
That's a three-hitter.
Both Johnny
Aurora.
Maffey and I wearing caps today. Avery Smith without one, boasting his brown
Mane.
curly locks.
That curly fro being let loose, Nick. I gotta get a haircut soon. You got
Nothing-
any good
hey,
places?
You want to know what? Nothing frilly about that hair. It is thick, it is bolsterous, and it is beautiful. And if you cut it, I will throw fits.
Okay, I shan't. Talk about hair. Briggs Loveland, freshman Brigham Loveland, sporting a great mane under
Briggs
that
was behind
black
me yesterday.
Emerson
He
cap.
did a great job. He turned a big double play for me.
Sure did.
Absolutely, and he did also make another acrobatic grab in shallow right. Hard to read these balls in the Arizona heat, but Briggs making a good effort yesterday,
Big blue
showing his
sky.
glove.
We're
Gotta
not in
say-
Kansas anymore.
Gotta say,
Not-
hard to read in
You're
general.
not home.
If you're having trouble reading, why don't you head on down to LensCrafters? Today's broadcast
LensCrafters.
is brought to you by LensCrafters. Yet again, if you need a pair of specs, head on over there and they'll get you sorted.
Speaking of people who can't really read, Jordi Arboleda not manning the camera today, as we do not have a camera, folks. Your YouTube isn't broken. We don't have video.
Colin Marinette will take ball 4
little
and
four
trot
pitch
over to
walk.
first.
Load him up. Double play still intact.
No harm, no foul there.
Yeah, he had the base open there.
Yep.
Now he's got to do what he does best. He's got to, like I said, another ground ball. I love ground balls.
No, I'll tell you
noted
what.
ground ball aholic, Johnny Maffey in the booth with us.
Well,
Johnny
that's
Ha-
what pitchers
Johnny
want to do,
Maffey- Johnny
especially in this day and age. The whole elevate and celebrate crowd, which if I was a hitter, I would certainly be a part of. I'm pro launch angle and what have you.
You are a ground ball aphiliac.
But I like soft contact. I like those ground balls, and that's what Josh does.
Johnny Maffey, known ground ballaholic, please get help.
1-800-GAMBLER if you have a problem. Call Tobiano, comes set and delivers.
1-800-GROUNDERS.
2-0
2-0 count here. One out.
Grounders,
on
not
Dylan White,
rounders.
one away.
Not
And
rounders,
with
the
the
film.
bases loaded, I would gladly give up grapes, my favorite fruit, for a double play here.
You're darn right. I'll give
I
up
would give up
berries.
Chipotle
Oh.
for a month.
Oh.
I'm saying it right now if he gets a double play.
You know what? I'll give up raspberries for a month, and I love a good raspberry.
Avery, I wouldn't make you. Ground ball, sharp hit past Ty Morgan at shortstop. This ball's going to roll all the way to the warning track. Josh Cohen around it. He'll fire in, but not before two more Aurora Spartans score.
You know what? This is all on me, guys. Thanks
Dylan
for
White.
having me. I'll be back when we're winning one day.
Matthew,
That
we
was
will
just,
see you
this
soon.
It's
Please tell the dugout
it's
it
my
is
fault.
your fault.
It's my fault.
Getting the win yesterday and the loss today is Johnny Maffey.
Ladies
Thanks
and
for joining us,
gentlemen.
Johnny. We'll see you soon.
That was the voice of Johnny Maffey, Emerson Lions right-hander, responsible for 10 of the Aurora Spartans' 12 runs via his presence here in the booth. Still one away, runners on scoring position, second and third. Here comes Coach Vanaki to perhaps end Caltabiano's afternoon.
And that ball just barely got past the outstretched glove of the athletic Morgan out there at shortstop. Caltabiano will walk in the dugout, but don't hang your head, Calta. You did your job. Sometimes, again, That's the way she goes. Calta, nothing to be ashamed of, buddy. We've all got your back as in trots Lucas Sims. Up to get another appearance, building off of a nice one yesterday. He went 2 innings, no earned runs. Lucas Sims trots out with those high socks of his, donning purple socks, purple stockings, with the white jerseys and the black and yellow cap.
And I was talking earlier about these purple accents on these jerseys and
Look at that glove in there.
that is a neat glove.
Wabash College wearing all red today. College University, I don't care. It's Wabash.
Sporting the attire of a matador. Hope there aren't any bulls around.
There are no bulls within the area because Wabash would be toast.
Speaking of no bull, Lucas Sims checking in to pitch, and he's all business up there.
All business indeed. Now noted, not an alum of the Prep School Nobles and Greenup, rather the Prep School Lawrenceville Academy. The Lawrenceville product, Lucas Sims, getting warmed up on the mound, coming into the game here. Lucas Sims hailing out of, guess what, New Jersey.
Huh. A lot of Jersey representation here on the mound today.
The Dirty Jers.
The state has not found so much success on the hill thus far, but
Look for
today
Lucas
at
Sims
least
to change that.
Lucas Sims looking to disrupt the narrative. You go, Lucas.
Absolutely. The disruptor indeed.
Lucas and I, of course, have a shared love of grapes. Green
I
grapes.
like grapes.
Green grapes, to be specific.
Now,
my favorite.
Let's talk about me giving up berries for a month if that double play was converted. I love some berries. I'll tell
Folks,
you that.
Folks,
That would be huge.
listen in and listen good. Avery loves his berries.
A berry connoisseur.
You'd be hard pressed to find Avery without a bowl of berries on a given morning.
I actually went and bought some strawberries pre-game and wolfed those
He did.
things down.
Oh, you sucked those things down real easy.
It's funny, I actually offered them to you, and I ended up eating them all, I believe. Did you have any?
I did. I
Okay.
had one or two.
I had about 20 raspberries at your local Walmart. This broadcast sponsored by Walmart. Save money, live better. Walmart. They have strawberries for just $2.58. With inflation numbers on the rise, those strawberries will remain steadfastly cheap as that ball's pounded into the ground. It's going to get through that coveted 5-6 hole. 2 runs are going to score. Throws off the line as the second run gets in. Not a bad pitch from Sims as that ball was just pounded straight into the ground.
I mean, like
Alas.
Matthew's been saying, just forcing more weak contact.
Matthew, ever the
Unfortunately.
prophet. It's not going too well when the Lions cannot get that ball in their glove. You only can say darn, something like that. Boy, are we in for a treat. We're here with a man of many talents, junior flamethrower, AJ Ortega will be joining us shortly. Let's chat with AJ. AJ.
Boy, oh boy, am I excited. AJ and I shared a nice warm embrace pre-game.
Did you? Where's my
We did.
embrace?
Well, here, have one right now. Is that nice?
Very nice. Hi AJ, how are you doing? Say hi to the
Good,
stream.
guys. Hi, stream. How we doing?
Stream's doing fantastic. They would tell you if we had a comment section.
AJ,
Now-
one of the most delightful, loveliest young men that I know.
Now we have to bring it up. Johnny Matthew came up here, and it was immediate bad luck for the Lions, breaking a tie and Aurora surging ahead. Do you bring bad juju with you?
No.
AJ,
No bad juju.
Not
Only
a
good
haver,
vibes.
not a haver of bad
I
juju.
was hoping, I was about to ask if you were prepared to bring positive vibes today.
Positive
It's-
all day. Positive all day.
It's-
Regardless of the outcome, we're positive today.
It's very heartening to hear that.
Live, laugh, love.
Absolutely. That's a motto.
You're darn right it is. AJ, talk to us about some of the work you've been doing for the team while you're sidelined recovering from Tommy John.
Yeah. Little foul ball action right there.
Count moves to 0-2.
Yeah, so I mean, we're working on a lot of stuff. We're really trying to step up our media, our social media presence, and our presence on YouTube just as a team ourselves. So we wanted to create a little docu-series, just kind of document the season, just because I feel like, and a lot of us have felt like we just haven't had a lot of content.
Does that have a running title yet? Anything that that people can look out for in the coming days, weeks?
Yeah, we're running with the title by any means right now, Emerson College Baseball. By any means is just kind of our motto, considering the lack of facilities and just all that sort of stuff we have to deal with on the daily basis that some programs just might not have to.
That's true. Over the winter, Emerson baseball practiced in a tent outside of Boylston Street.
It was great.
That ball ripped
Foul.
long and foul.
Long
Just gonna
strike.
be another long strike. Count is 1-2 on the catcher, Jet Wetkind. And you gotta have a lot of gumption to name your son Jet.
A lot. I would never, personally.
Well, I not to knock it, it's a pretty cool name. It's a guy that I would give a courtesy or two to, as he'll find the 5-6 hole. Lou DeVolio coming up throwing. Runner's going to get held at third base. Still the one out. Runners at the corners. Aurora racking up their 16th hit of the ball game. Goodness gracious.
It's a lot of hits.
And folks, it's just one of those days. Aurora finding green despite soft contact, poor contact all around. Aurora getting ahead on some lucky flubs, we'll call it. Now, AJ, let's talk about the progress of the documentary. I caught up with senior leadoff man Quentin Copeland, and he would like to shoulder the blame for the delay of the teaser. Talk to the collaboration between you and
Ripped
Q.
into deep center field. Tracking back is Cohen.
Nice grab
He's
by
under
Co.
it.
The
A
runner's
run
going
will
to score.
Jinx.
Ho, 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 ho. Now, AJ, you haven't exactly been listening, but that might be our fourth or fifth synchronized moment.
We are fast approaching double-digit jinxes.
Chemistry, no shortage of that. Thank you for the steak dinner the other day,
The
I
two
might
of us
add.
firing on all cylinders here. We
Absolutely.
are slowly but surely becoming one.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone on the stream were to see these guys outside the baseball field, I would say they're about exactly the same as they are on this stream.
You're
so-
darn right we are. And the shape of the day is cylinders as that ball is laced into center field. Cohen coming
Yes,
on, making a
Cole,
nice
yes.
sliding grab for the third out. Lucas Sims trots off, victorious in that matchup. Cohen grabbing all three outs that inning.
Little bit of a good news, bad news. Good news, the Lions are out of it. Bad news, not before the damage is done. After 3.5, it is Aurora Spartans 15, Emerson Lions 2. Huh.
It's tough.
Oh. And it, you know,
This,
the scoreboard, the score says one thing. Do you feel out of it? Because I don't.
no, not at all.
I don't at all.
That-
Fun fact, the Lions have actually scored a lot of runs this year.
Funny thing about a lion, it falls under the umbrella family of cats.
Big Cats.
Big cats.
Emerson
Biggest
Lions.
cat of all. Cats famously have not one but 9 lives.
And talk about the success of Cats, the musical, 2007's Taylor
Oh.
Swift starring Cats. Gotta love it. Best movie of all time.
Well, I'll tell you what. That movie sure was the cat's meow. Saw it thrice in theaters.
Now, was that 07 or 08?
I believe that was 1873.
Well, I was a tad off. Just after the century anniversary of our American independence, 1873's Cats took the world by storm.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by our feline friends. If you happen to have one, find it a nice post or maybe a ball to play with.
In steps the
Or
sophomore
scratch
catcher,
upon.
Jake Okamoto. He'll see strike one.
Now, AJ, are you more of a cat or a dog person?
I'd say I'm both. I mean, my sister has a dog, and I've never personally had a cat.
If you had to pick one.
Hot dog.
If I had to pick one, I'd get a dog.
There you go.
But depending on where I'm living and at the time, I'd want a dog to have some space. Cat-wise, that would be good for an apartment. So if I'm staying in the city, possibly a cat.
Now, Stream, I'd like to let it be known that Junior
was a well-
Flamethrower AJ Ortega is in fact a liar. He lives with not only 0 cats or dogs, but 1 bunny and 1 guinea pig. AJ,
do.
speak your truth, not the fib. I'm not calling you a liar, but I ain't calling you a truther.
Yeah.
Talk to me about living with those 2 hot and amazing pets.
Yeah, I mean, they're awesome. They're nice pets to live with.
Okamoto sees a ball low.
Count moves full to 3-2.
Yeah, so I mean,
Here comes the pizza.
I live with a couple guys. They have a bunny and a what was it? Guinea pig. Almost
And which
forgot.
would you say is the more attractive of the two?
Attractive-wise, I'd say the bunny just because it's got a nice gray color to it.
Ooh, Okamoto rung up on a slider
so
that did
bad.
not look like it caught the zone.
That's so bad.
Blasphemy, cries AJ Ortega.
We've been bamboozled, hoodwinked. As that is
Yeah.
strike 3 on Okamoto. In steps the senior outfielder, Josh Cohen, donning number 10.
Now,
A full dime.
let's backtrack a little bit because I want to talk about just how responsible of an answer that was from AJ.
Cohen fouls
Would
that back.
prefer a dog, but you'd want it to have some space. And this guy has a heart of gold, folks.
Thank you. I think you guys do too.
Oh, you're just saying.
No,
Oh, we are nothing but no good pretenders compared to you.
Cohen sees
That's
strike
not a
2
strike,
there. That's
bro.
a
That's
bit
not a strike.
outside.
Oh,
Why don't you go
Chief.
tell him?
I might.
You know what crew chief could use? A trip to Lens Crafters. This broadcast brought to you by Lens Crafters on Newberry Street.
Having trouble making the right calls? Head on over to Lens Crafters and they'll knock some sense into
Get
you.
down.
Cohen
Get down.
pops that into left field. Shortstop ranging back. He'll make an acrobatic grab
That's
as he
such a good
tumbles into
play.
left field. Great play by the Aurora shortstop to go and grab that about 100 feet past the infield dirt. A lot of range, although guess who's better? Ty Morgan.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
care.
Okay, that was
Hands
hardly a
down.
guess.
Ty
Hands
Morgan in
Hardly
full.
a guess.
Spartans, Schmartins, Ty Morgan in full.
Now talk about this dry Arizona heat.
My
My
lips,
lips
are
are
chapped.
creasing. I'm noticing some chapped lips across the booth,
Everywhere, across the dugout, everywhere.
and you got to think it would probably serve some of these cats well to.
Copeland gets jammed, but that's going to get
I caught it.
straight into the glove of the first baseman. I thought that was down, but Aurora Spartans showing off their range of that half inning as
Humbug!
out trots freshman Milo DeBartolo down 15-2. He's the first one out there. DeBartolo now doing the right fielding after that at bat from Copeland. It looks like Briggs Lovin was going to get a pinch hit too. Let's see if he trots out. Trey Facillo out to either warm up the pitcher or get in the game. Jake Smith trots out to the mound. Looks like he'll be taking over the pitching duties after a decent inning from Lucas Sims. In for his second career appearance, Jake Smith, the IMG product. Now is that a public school? You guys
No, that's no public institution. That, my friend, is a private school that only hosts the best of the best in terms of talent in the athletic realm.
You're darn right. IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida. Caught up with Jake Smith. He said his favorite part of IMG, the weight room. Jake Smith, noted strongman, getting his time in that IMG weight room, about 10,000 square feet, he told me. And I must admit, golly gee, it looks nice. Looks like Copeland's day will be done. Colucci's in at second base. Loveland in at shortstop. Patch on over to third. Cohen remaining in center field. It looks like Connor Rubin, the freshman, will get his second appearance in left. Facillo behind the plate. A quartet of freshmen in the game. A quintet. That's Smith,
Thank you.
Facillo, Rubin, Loveland, and DeBartolo. All of the active freshman position players getting their chance now. Hash moves from second to third. Now AJ, back to this doc. What do you got in store? What are your plans?
Yeah, come on.
My plans for the dog specifically.
The doc.
Oh, the dog. I thought you were
AJ,
talking about the dog.
I
Yeah,
need
the
your
dog.
ears for this broadcast. It's a documentary.
There's a lot of editing to be done. We have a lot of footage, which is never a bad problem to have. We're doing some screenings, some just normal editing. Me and Q are kind of taking over that aspect of it. And we're getting some help from some other guys, some of our film majors, some of our broadcast majors, which have been huge helps. And it's just kind of a slow process. None of us have done this before. So we're just trying out new things, having fun with it, hoping that people like it. Because at the end of the day, it's all about having fun.
All about fun.
Here, here.
AJ Ortega, I can cheers to that. A non-alcoholic water, of course.
Always.
Today's broadcast, along with every other, is of course brought to you by water.
Again, you've heard it before. H2O, a main sponsor of the Emerson broadcast. What's it like having the Emerson College facilities and technology for this documentary?
I mean, it's huge. The school's helped a lot. Our EDC, which is our electronic department, have been huge in giving us the cameras and mics and any other equipment we've really needed to make this thing happen. Shout out them.
Absolutely. Shout out EDC as Jake Smith misses low and out with that one. That's ball one. Smith delivers. He'll miss high and away. Count goes to 2-0.
And the pitch.
Smith.
There you go.
Foul back.
There we go. 2-1 the count. Jake Smith records his first strike of the day.
Good
1-0
going,
Manny.
Jakey.
Loveland making his first appearance at shortstop. You have to imagine that's in the cards for the future of the Emerson Lions after Ty Morgan. Ball squibbed fair. Hatch gloves it, fires the first. Gonna make a nice play on that. Hatch on the run, ever the athlete.
Hatch shifting from second to third, and boy, did that pay off.
You're darn
Nice
right it
running
did.
play, off-balance
Smooth.
throw.
Smooth play from Jake Hatch. Hatch like an egg. Hatch joined by brother Blake. Jake and Blake.
Both, of course, hatchlings to their lovely mother and father.
Hatch, and a couple more hatches. Jake Smith, one up, one down. Fires a strike into Facillo.
Cha-ching.
0-1 the count. Cha-ching indeed. Ka-chow.
Ka-chow, famously the catchphrase of our favorite Red Racer, Lightning McQueen.
Oh, such a good movie.
Lightning McQueen, star of Cars 2.
And one in.
I believe 1 and 3, but none are as good as Cars 2, Pixar's greatest film ever.
Cars 2, the definitive favorite of this broadcast and, of course, the world.
A big part of 80s history, the film of the 80s, Cars 2.
Of course, making its first debut at Sundance in 1979, made its full debut in theaters across
Just on
America
the
in
cusp.
1980.
A cultural impact of the 80s. Despite the debut in 79, I counted in the 80s. Cars 2, check it out.
Cars 2 made around $700 million domestically in 1979, adjusted for inflation.
That's 19 billion today. 19
$19 billion. And that's a pretty good haul from arguably the best movie ever. You go on IDMB and you'll see that most people agree is that ball is on the ground to Joe Colucci at second base to his knees, makes a throw and records the second out. Let's go.
Alexa, play Bad Guy by Billie Eilish. Joe Colucci, the baddest guy ever,
That's a bad guy.
making the play there. A bad slide, bad throw, bad guy.
And
Although I'm being just a bit untruthful. He gets the out. 2 up, 2 down for Jake Smith.
And folks, if you stick with us through the 7th inning, we will play Bad Guy by Billie Eilish in its entirety.
I might even bust a jig. Do a little ditty, a little number.
Now, you can't exactly see it now, but now all three of us here in the booth, myself, AJ, and Avery, are doing the Macarena. Of course, in the 2nd inning, we busted out into a spontaneous Macarena.
I do plan on
This
engaging
one-
in a conga line soon, maybe perhaps during the 7th inning stretch.
Now, wouldn't that be something?
That indeed.
A sight to behold. Oh, that's just too bad, today's broadcast.
AJ.
Primarily and solely radio. This
That
ball
ball's
ripped.
lifted. Center field. Cohen tracks it. Hatch gone. He's
Let's
there.
go. That's a
1,
clean
2,
inning.
3 inning for
That's a
Jake
clean
Smith.
inning.
3 up, 3 down for the IMG product hailing out of Michigan.
And you know what you call that, Avery?
What do you call that?
Momentum.
Momentum indeed. I perhaps would call it element.219. Check
Oh.
it out on Instagram.
Interesting. Whose account does that belong to?
Is that Matty F's? I
No,
forget. I forget.
No, I think that's.
T-wise?
I think that's.
That's
the account
sophomore hurler.
Hurler.
Benny
Guevara, jinx, double jinx, triple jinx.
Yeah, folks, you wouldn't even know we're down 15-2 by the sound of it.
We are just, you
Two
know, peas.
That's uncanny.
Oh my God.
Good grief.
Okay, I'm gonna take a break.
Enough from you. Let's sit back and hear from Benny Guevara.
Benny,
You
get
your
on over here. Don't make
Djibouti
me.
in here,
Don't
sir.
make me feign a lasso. Well. If it isn't number 22, Double Deuce.
Bienvenue, Benny. What do you have to say for yourself?
I'm just glad to be here with you two.
I'm just here so I won't get fined, Benny.
Igualmente, Benny. I am thrilled to be here in the booth with you today.
I'm glad you guys had me. I was very surprised that you would ask me.
We are, of course, beaming with pride to have you
Surprised
here
you
in the
agreed.
box.
We love you. You are a superstar, man.
You know, and you are a tough get, my friend.
In steps the freshman Loveland, making his first AB today, doing
Gotta-
the shortstop
Gotta
work.
love Briggs here.
Gotta love Briggs. Now, Nick, I beg the question: what's better than Briggs Loveland?
Well, that would be a trip to Canopy Lake Park.
Canopy Lake Park, located in New Hampshire.
Hey, live free or die, New Hampshire.
Great state in a great region. We'll be
You
back
know-
there in a few days. Benny, what's this trip been like for you as that ball misses low to Loveland?
Well, Benny, before you answer that, I gotta ask you: are you at all threatened by the state of New Hampshire asking you to die if you're not to live freely?
I've never been to New Hampshire, so I can't say I've been threatened by
Guess
them.
what? You're not missing out. I live next to it. I'm from Vermont, the
Oh.
superior of the Twin States.
Wow,
They're very similar looking if you pull them up on a map.
that is true. Kind of get confused sometimes.
And Briggs will take his base. Off he goes to first, trotting gleefully down.
I'd have to beg though that there's even a better state than Vermont, Mr. Avery, which would be the great state of Indiana.
Whoa! And you say that without Avery here to defend it?
Yep.
Well, Benny,
Balderdash. What was said?
I'll even say it again. I have the confidence in it that Indiana is a better state than Vermont.
well, nothing
Spoken like a true Hoosier,
Oh yeah.
Benny.
nothing balderdash about this. Here's Connor Rubin as he cuts and misses.
Good
Count
swing of that
moves to
one from
1 and
Connor.
1.
All I'm gonna say is, hope you don't like Ben and Jerry's, Benny. Do you like Ben and Jerry's?
I do.
Do you like the name Ben?
I don't.
Never mind. Do you like Ben and Jerry's? Let's backtrack.
I do like Ben and Jerry's.
Well, you best not insult the great
chopped
state of
out.
Vermont. Do you
Well-
like maple syrup, Benny?
I do like maple syrup.
You best not
You say
insult the
syrup
great state of
different.
Vermont. I say syrup. Say it like
You don't
a
say
gentleman.
it.
Benny, do you like your mother?
I do love my mother. I don't just like her. I love her.
Her
well,
name's
if
Mia,
you had
by
to,
the
if
way.
you had to choose between Ben and Jerry's and your mother, who would you choose?
That seems like an easy choice, Ben and Jerry's.
No.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to go with my mom.
I
Your
guess
mom
wrong.
and Ben and Jerry's
That ball is.
Oh wow.
are.
That's
Jam
gonna find
shot.
some green. Connor Rubin.
Oh yeah.
On base with his
Connor
first
Rubin with his
career
first major-
NCAA
yeah,
hit.
look at that.
Save that ball.
I
Connor
want it.
Rubin
Gimme.
Well, can I ask for it respectfully?
It doesn't look
Rubin.
like he's giving it up.
Rubin. This guy's gonna pocket that ball. Mr. Rubin, you track him down. You buy that ball if you have to.
Oh, good. Looks like we're having.
Coach V,
Oh wow!
you
look
are
at
the
that.
man negotiating for that ball. Much like Tom Brady's 600th touchdown, an easy grab. That ball is going to be worth something someday. Save that. Connor Rubin's first NCAA hit. Big congrats to Connor. I hope he's got family back in Ohio listening. If not, well, I don't know what to say if not, because they would be listening. But
Nobody's listening.
if they are, how's it going, Rubinators?
Checking in for Chris Farrar, the designated hitter. Now Ty Bourne, number 6. Boy, do I want that number.
Oh God, I love Ty Bourne. You have to love Ty Bourne.
All right, well, Ty Bourne and your mother are hanging off opposite ends of a bridge. Which one are you going to save?
I'm still taking my mom.
Whoa!
I love-
Hope Ty isn't listening. Could
Noted.
ruin his at bat.
Noted. Not a team guy. Benny Guevara.
I am a team guy. Oh, there's Chris Farrar right
Chris
there.
Farrar flashing a smile, showing us these pearly whites. This broadcast brought to you by Crest 3D White Strips.
9 out of 10 dentists approve, but you could probably twist that last one's
That
elbow
last one
and
is a
get that
stubborn-
approval.
A stubborn mother trucker.
Doesn't take kindly to bribes, but I'm sure a threat would do him in.
Yeah. But back to the TY and my mom on a end of a rope. You said I'm gonna have to still take my mom. I do love myself a TY, but
Ty drives one to short. On to second for one, they'll get him there. Connor Rubin will trot back to the dugout on the fielder's choice. One away. Should be noted, before you answer that question so quickly, TY is sporting a nice purple elbow guard. Does that sway you at all?
You know, it is pretty interesting, but
It's another beautiful purple accessory that just accentuates
Yes.
all of TY's features.
but
Speaking of purple accessories, I actually have my tongue dyed purple in preparation for an Emerson win. Jury's still out on whether that's going to happen or not. Go Lions, though.
The second we touch back down in Boston, I plan on tattooing my whole right arm the color purple.
interesting choice.
A bit of a sleeve, you might call it.
Which arm are you
as-
gonna choose?
As Nakami cuts on and misses that one.
Probably whichever one that I'll miss the least, as the second my mom finds out, we'll probably amputate.
Oh no.
Nakami getting his third ups of the day. Cut on and missing that fastball. Reinhardt kicks and delivers. Catcher will check on the runner at first, to no avail.
This is Matt Nakami, one of the few starters still remaining in this Lions lineup.
Count goes to 1-1 on Nakami. Nakami batting in the 5-hole today. Leaving the yard yesterday. Let's see if he can replicate. Swing and a miss at that. Nakami
That easy cheese up in the zone.
set down on strikes. In steps Jake Hatch.
Now, Benny, you've been answering these bridge questions pretty quickly.
Yes.
Would you ever consider a life in vigilante justice?
Oh God. You know, I've thought about it before, but
That was God with a lowercase g, by the way.
What? I don't know if I could do it.
We are completely secular here
Secular.
on the
You have
broadcast.
a very broad vocab.
Well, it's what you need, and that is going to end pitcher Josh Reinhardt's day. 4 2/3 strong. 2 runs on 7 hits for the
Looks like,
right-hander.
I don't know if you saw, but it looks like that pitcher may have had an elbow issue.
That's a
Speaking of
darn
elbow
shame.
issues, that would stink.
Man.
I wouldn't know anything about those myself. I am of perfect health and condition.
Now, Avery, I'm sure you're going to come clean in a second here, but that's just not true.
Okay. I'm gonna say it.
Don't say it.
I don't care that you broke your elbow.
I broke
do.
my elbow.
I do. Did you actually break your elbow? So, I'll be darned. Dadgummit.
You are ruthless.
I
Mr.
do
Avery.
care, because you know what? Just had mine surgically repaired myself.
Well, both elbows, you'd have to say, would probably be in mint condition if they were sporting a luxurious purple elbow sleeve.
Yeah.
Now I'd like to give a quick shout out to MGH's broadcast sponsored by Mass General Hospital. Thank you for repairing mine and Nick's respective arms. MGH,
Thanks
where
for
the
getting
winners
us right.
go. The winners only. Thanks for getting us right.
We have a lot of sponsors. I love this.
A lot of paid
yeah.
sponsors.
Wow.
That's right.
Paid sponsors.
And yet,
as well.
again, we're going to reiterate, if you want to get in on this broadcast on the ground floor, reach out to us today. Sponsors
Via
costing,
Venmo.
Sponsors costing just the mere amount of the inflated rate of Cars 2 domestic gross, of course, $19 billion. And we'll shout you out briefly
Speaking of Cars
on the
2,
broadcast.
I think I'm more of a Cars, the original. I don't know if I'm a Cars
Hey,
2
can
fan.
you shove it, Benny?
Now, would you call that Cars the original or Cars 1?
I'm gonna have to just say Cars original. There's no
Well,
one in it.
Well, I would,
I'd like
would
to
argue,
add to that.
I
Shove
would,
it, please, thank you.
I would argue that Cars 2 is the most original. I mean, from the wasabi ice cream bit to the devious, nefarious scheme
Yes.
of Miles Axelrod. I mean, who thinks of this stuff? Creating
Not me.
your own alternative fuel just to have it malfunction in what is probably the most popular racing event of the year, the Grand Prix.
And folks, quick interruption. You're not missing any action as pitcher is taking his sweet time warming up. Sweet time. We will keep you updated as much as we can, but you're not missing anything. Take your time, Aurora. We're not trying to watch Emerson or anything. Continue, Nick.
This man, a human rain delay on the mound.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of rain delays, a movie that had an absolutely amazing rain delay was Bull Durham. When they caused their own rain delay in the movie.
My favorite rain delay portrayed in film to this day is, of course, The Notebook.
Oh my gosh, how could I forget?
Notebook,
That's
starring
fantastic.
Hollywood darling and personal heartthrob Ryan Gosling.
That's 100% who I thought you were gonna say. You know what's
Boy,
even a
do I
better?
love him.
You know what's even a better rain delay?
Hit me.
2016 World Series Game 7.
Oh, and now Benny, let's pivot. Let's pivot.
Let's pivot, as this chair's
Now,
about
are
to
you-
break on me.
Now, are you a Cubs fan?
I am a Cubs fan.
Well, that's exciting for you.
Yes.
Because, as memory serves, they won the World Series in 2016.
They did.
Now, joining us here in the booth now is freshman right-hander Ezra Charles, my future roommate.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very exciting to be up here. Glad to let the people hear my voice, even though it's a little lost right now. And
You feel you sound faintly ill. Are you all right?
just a bit. It's been a long week thus far. Waking up early a lot and playing a lot of baseball out in the sun. It gets to you sometimes.
Chapped lips.
Definitely some chapped lips. For those of
That's
you,
a rookie mistake.
For those of you on the radio, of course, I have a cut on my lip because of
Yes.
how chapped they are.
Rookie
No.
mistake. Got to get the Carmex.
Now into-
sponsored by Carmex. Speaking of chapped lips.
Benny, that's not one of the registered sponsors. They didn't pay the
They actually
required-
paid me.
Strike
Well, Benny, I'm
one
gonna
to
have
Jake
to
Hatch, by
respectfully
the
ask you
way.
to leave the stream. And that's strike one taken by Jake Hatch. He'll get the first look here at the new right-handed arm for Aurora, number 26, Nick Hayden. Woo. He'll foul the second one off. It's getting guys, watch out!
Oh God.
Oh my God! Oh, that was a close one.
That was-
Nick, you saved my life there. Now, something about Jake Hatch that I've noticed. He'll always hit the ball hard. I swear I've seen him hit choppers that go 95 off the bat.
Always and forever, Jake Hatch. Go hard or go home. Of course, he can't go home, but he can't stay here for much longer anyway. This ball is ripped into the right center gap. This one's going to find some grass and some.
Wow.
This ball's at the wall. Briggs Loveland's in to score. Jake Hatch gunning for third base, or at least takes a generous leap off a second.
I think he missed second base.
Whatever it was, he smoked that ball, and it's great to see the Lions get back on the board today.
Fantastic.
Ty Bourne in to score as well. Emerson tack on 2. It's looking less insurmountable now. Aurora Spartans 15, Emerson Lions 4. In steps the baddest boy of all the bad boys, Joe Colucci. In for his first look at Nick Hayden. And what a rude awakening for the man who took so long to warm up.
Yeah.
A couple of pitches, and just like that, 2 earned runs to his name.
Good slider, though, off the front hip there to Colucci.
Yeah, but after that, he just looks like a doof to me.
Great vocab.
1-1.
One of the most expansive vocabularies in the new Mac, Nick Favazzo, for sure.
Can you can it?
No, because as my future roommate, I need you to get all of the great people of Emerson College baseball and all of the fans.
This ball lofted into shallow left center. It's going to get down. Here comes Jake Hatch. The throw is going to be cut off.
Let's go.
And another run will score. Joe Colucci. Money, 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 money. He'll get himself an RBI.
It's worth noting that was a janitor throw by the center fielder that barely made it to the infield. Noodle squirt gun out there in center field as the Lions cut the deficit 14-5 to score. Joe Colucci, the baddest of guys, adding to his total. You could argue he's stat padding. I like it.
I like it a lot.
Have a series, Joe Colucci.
Go
he's
ahead
on
and
with,
stat pad, Joe.
he's on with an RBI single.
Here's freshman Trey Ficillo.
All I'm gonna say right now is, since I've been up here, we have scored more runs. So I'm just saying, I'm a little superstitious.
Well, AJ came up here bearing good vibes not an inning ago, and ever since, the tide has completely shifted as Ficillo cuts and fouls back the fastball. Count moves to 0-2.
Now, Nick, I got a question for you.
Okay.
What's your favorite Gatorade?
Ooh.
Okay, was this question approved by the people?
It was.
Okay.
I asked Coach Horan about it.
Check swinging. He did not go. 1-2 to Ficillo. Now, I don't think I'm at liberty to say, because I personally don't drink Gatorade. I concoct an elixir of my own when I'm in need of electrolytes.
What is it called?
It's called snake juice.
Mmm.
Count moves to 2-2. Snake juice available at one of our gracious sponsors, Walmart. Not approved by the CDC or the FDC.
The FDA.
FDA.
Oh!
Whoa! Oh! Ficillo is drilled by a fastball in. He'll take his base.
What?
AJ Ortega wants us to make sure
We have
that
ice!
the people at home know that we do have ice.
As we went over yesterday, I, of course, have saved every ice cube I've ever been given. And I carry it around in a little pouch of mine.
How many you got?
Too many to count. But it's got to be upwards of
3.
at least 20,000.
Oh.
Chopped
Well,
on the ground. Deep shortstop. They'll fire to second for the out. Josh Cohen, first pitch swinging.
Beautiful.
First pitch out. We go into the top half of the 6th. Aurora Spartans 15. Emerson Lions 5. Working our way back, folks. Now, mid-inning, folks, we like to have a lot of fun here. Now that we have two greenies here in the booth with me, Benny Guevara and Ezra Charles, I'd like to pick their brains a little bit. I'm going to go into my notes app and pull out a few sentences, and you're going to make some sense of them, because I sure don't know what I mean.
We've got your back. We'll help you.
Now I'm just looking through here, and I'll pull out a couple of sentences.
Taking a step back, I do want to say that my favorite Gatorade flavor is limon pepino, or lime cucumber.
Ah,
It's a pretty good choice.
excuse me. While we're here in this game break, I'd like to endorse one of our sponsors, NFTs. NFTs, Nick Favazzo tokens, of course. Head on down to the Nick Favazzo Shack at 3 Boylston Street and get yourself some Nick Favazzo tokens.
Wow. How are those sentences coming along, Cavazzo?
I think that was one of them.
Nick Favazzo tokens, of course, accepted at every local retail store.
Oh,
As that ball is ripped high into
that
left
wind's
center
really
field.
working.
Wind
Oh.
carrying, and Ruben can't get to it.
Oh.
Cohen gathers and fires into third base.
That wind was
That is going
pushing
to
that
be
ball.
a standing triple to get things going here in the top of the 6th.
That was, the wind on that ball was swirling more than my toilet.
Now, here, why don't you read this one?
Which one? This one?
This one right here. No, this one.
Yeah, I'm a snowflake, one of a kind, free flowing, unique. So what?
And what do you make of that?
You know, I'm one with the wind. I just live life. I don't take much.
Would you say that that rings true for you?
100%.
An everyday rifle.
Oh.
Ball ripped at Brigham Lovin at shortstop. He can't rein it in. The run will score. That's another hard hit single for Aurora. And they'll tack on to their lead. 16-5.
I'd just like to point out, after I read that, the viewers went down.
Ah, that's just too bad. Folks, we're having fun here.
We're just losing more viewers. Well, that's okay, because
We're having fun out here in the booth.
that's right.
Keep your head high.
Smith misses outside.
Hey, that's my job. Can can you like get off my back a little bit?
You know what, Nick? As you wish.
Ezra, we're not living together until next year, but I'm already feeling cramped.
Vavazo, you can live with me.
Good. This ball
Wow.
ripped into left center field again. Tracking
Uh-oh.
back is Ruben,
Jeez, OP.
and he'll make a catch. Josh Cohen throwing himself behind Ruben,
Thought they were going to collide there for a second.
fully outstretched in the style of Green Lantern.
Poor movie choice.
Excuse me?
I'm not a big Green Lantern guy.
Kavera. You are
Viewers are
notably
going up.
you are notably a superhero nut.
I am.
What are some of your favorite flicks?
I'm going to have to go with a classic, Avengers: Infinity War.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Normie.
Yeah. I also like a little bit of Doctor Strange. I know you have some opinions on that as well.
I
but
think it's a fine movie. It's just a little bit confusing. Is he a doctor or is he a wizard? Pick a lane.
why can't you just have both?
Count moves 2-0 on the catcher Jet, wet kind. Would you ever name your son Jet?
You know, maybe as a nickname, but I'm not the biggest fan of Jet as a first name.
How about Jit?
Jin?
I'm pretty sure that's what Chris Ferrara's nickname is.
Ah,
The Jet.
fair enough.
He has lots of nicknames. We've taken to calling him C4, Forara, Florida.
All right, that's too many. I can't keep track of them. Count goes to 2-1. On
Don't
the catcher.
forget Christopher.
I like that.
Get out of here, Ezra. Scat.
Ezra
Me and
goes
Vavazo are
to
going to take over.
Ezra goes to
He came back.
dispose of some refuse in a
Canister.
close receptacle, nearby receptacle. Excuse me. And I've got to ask you something, Benny. Do
Yeah.
you say pizza?
Pizza.
When you're all right, you're going. So you're going to your favorite pizzeria.
Okay.
As
As one
wet
says.
kind will take ball forward, go to first and second, one away. Up steps Jacob Ambule for his second look at Jake Smith. So let's say you want a hot slice. So you call in and you get on with the pleasantries. Hi, how are you? I'm well, how are you? What would you like to order? One large piece of cheese what?
Pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go back to how you said my last name there for a second.
Vavazo?
My name for those of whom it may concern is spelled Favazzo. Notice any similarities to
I
the word
noticed none.
pizza?
No. Where?
Not the two Z's?
Vavazo.
Want to try that again?
Pizza is not how you pronounce it, Benny.
You know what? I'm just not
Do
going
you
to say
need some
it.
help? It's Favazzo.
I'm so sorry.
I've had it up to here with you, and for those
Can I-
for those listening at home, I raised my hand very high.
He did. What is your favorite kind of pizza? What are you ordering?
That's a really good question.
It is.
I prefer a hot slice, and as that ball's fouled down the first base side, just out of the reach of Matt Nakamy. I gotta say, you can't go wrong with a piece of sausage pizza.
That's
What
pretty
kind
good.
of sausage, Nick?
Heck if I know. You slap some of that gray stuff on there, and I'm happy.
Do you like it thin crust, or is there a certain type of pizza?
Pizza's pizza is pizza is pizza.
So you're gonna go with Chicago deep dish?
I was gonna say I'm partial to the deep dish, Benny.
Yes. Gotta be cultured around here.
I could do a deep dish.
Yeah.
Jake Smith couldn't do a strike on that one. Count moves to 1-1. Look, I'm not picky when it comes to pizza. I'm picky on how you pronounce it,
Pizza.
because that'll catch the outside half of the zone. Count goes to 1-2.
I think you gotta try some real authentic Chicago deep dish pizza.
What makes it authentic?
You gotta go to Chicago. Go to Gino's East.
I don't have that kind of time, Benny.
Well,
You know,
you got to make time.
on that note, you can actually order pizza from Chicago on Amazon. And they can deliver it to you within the day for you to warm up in your own oven. My father did it once for his birthday. Father,
sounds like-
Aaron Charles, if you're listening, I love you.
Sounds like baloney to me. I've never heard of that.
It's delicious.
And love is a
father's.
word that's thrown around a lot these days. And it's hard to tell when people mean it or not, but I'll tell you, Mr. Charles, looking in Ezra's eyes just then, he was completely sincere. That ball is driven to left center field.
Beautiful.
Tracking back is Cohen. He makes the catch.
What a
Runner will
catch.
advance to third base on that one, but Coe limits what could have been a whole lot more damage. There's nothing quite like the bond between a son and their family. I'd like to give a second shout out to Mia, if you're listening.
Yes,
Mother.
my mom.
Mother Guevara.
That's right. Guevara. I'm gonna pronounce it correctly.
Oh, so
I
you
will-
want, okay.
Oh, yeah,
so you
yeah,
want,
We'll go-
you
we'll
want
go
your
with this.
last name
Yeah,
pronounced
yeah.
correctly?
It's Guevara.
You know, I have a little bit of trouble with pronouncing names. I misspoke a few days ago when I was speaking to Mr. Favazzo over here. So I'm just going to call you Fav and Guava.
Fav and Guav.
Yeah. Fav and Guav. That sounds like a company. You want to start a company? over there?
Absolutely not.
That just kind
All of my assets are currently sunk into NFTs. NFTs, Nick Favazzo tokens. Invest now. Oh, this ball flubbed high to shallow center field. Coming in is Cohen. He can't get it.
Get it in, Briggs.
And a
It's
runner
all right.
will score.
It's all right.
Whilst the runners on the base paths trade places. First and third again. 2 away.
It's a little chilly up here.
Yeah, no, it gets brisk.
Brisk is actually a great drink.
It's not easy up here. We're
It's a good pop.
we are
It's
we are in a constant state of chill, and I am not talking laid back. Score now 17-5.
What's your favorite kind of pop? What are you going with?
You know, I'm going to tell you right now, I can't handle carbonation.
Really?
Yeah, it's it's gotten me in the good graces of the dental community, but it's left me reeling in social situations. That ball tagged into right center field. It's going to be out of the reach into Bartlow, and it's going to the track. Rounding second, going to third is the Aurora batter. As 2 more runs will score. He's in standing up.
And the scoreboard died.
And Aurora have scored 19 runs, which is apparently too many for the scoreboard to convey as it shuts down for the day. Probably deciding that this contest is all but over.
Putting on my chapstick so I don't look like Ezra.
I don't appreciate that comment, Benny.
Well, for those watching, or for those listening back home, there is really a gruesome wedge on Ezra Charles's bottom lip caused by this dry Arizona heat. Ezra, have you been drinking enough water?
I have been, actually. I feel very hydrated. I've gone through...
This ball driven deep into left field. Ruben tracking back. He's not going to get it. This ball's at the wall. Cohen fires it back in. The Aurora batter strolls into second with a stand-up double. Aurora scored their 20th run on their 20th hit. And this will do it for Jake Smith this afternoon. I forget how long he pitched and how many he allowed.
I
It's
believe it
always
was...
blur.
It's an inning.
I believe it was 1 2/3 innings.
1 2/3
Really?
innings will
Yeah.
do it for Jake Smith.
He had a clean inning in his first.
Oh,
Got 2 outs in his second.
look who came into the game.
We went from ginger to ginger, it seems.
Yes.
And what do you mean by ginger?
The color of their pelo,
What does that mean?
hair.
Hair in Spanish.
What does that mean?
Well, if
Locks.
You look, if you look at
Okay.
him, you got Owen Anton up on the bump.
nicknamed Big Ginge, because he is in fact have red hair and he is quite tall.
But it does not define him.
No, not at all.
Number 36. Beautiful.
He has some beautiful cleats on. Purple with a little bit of red. And on the back of them, the Big League Chew logo.
Not too shabby. Wonder how many bones he spent on that. I'll tell you what, right now, just one NFT that is a Nick Favazzo token would get the job done there. As the going rate for one Nick Favazzo token to the U.S. Mint is $750.
Well, Nick, it was a
Invest
pleasure
today.
being on the show. I just want to thank you.
Did I drive you away?
No, you didn't.
What did I do?
I have to go take pictures.
What did I do?
I have to go take pictures.
Oh, no.
It's okay.
Okay.
I'll see you later.
All right. Take care, Benny.
You better take care of yourself.
I'll try.
All right.
Doing better every day.
That's fantastic.
All right. Take care, Benny.
You as well.
Now that Benny's gone, let's talk about him a little bit.
He has a mustache. It's black in coloration. And he has some hair that he wants us to mention. It's on top of his head.
Consider that mentioned.
Mentioned.
Now, not a whole lot going on in this one. Just 25 runs between the two sides.
That's
A real
that's a lot of
snooze
runs.
fest here in the Keno Sports Complex. Of course, a no spitting facility, as mentioned on signs posted every 6 feet around the complex. They really don't want you to spit here, Ezra.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that it's a COVID precaution. Stay safe out there, folks.
Well, you know what I'm going to tell you? Keep that spit to yourself. You need all the moisture you can get in this dry Arizona heat.
Yeah, it is. It's quite dangerous out here. You stand in the sun for too long and you begin to look like me. And
What?
that is not pretty right now.
Strapping and handsome?
Well, I thank you so much, Nick, for calling me strapping and handsome, but I'm more referring to the bottom of my lip because it is not pretty.
Well, you know what? I think you resemble a young Matthew Broderick.
Well,
Matthew Broderick, of course, the star of 2024's Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I will say, Nick, that is probably the first time I've ever gotten that one.
I think it's uncanny. You also have that. You also have that. That just cool Bueller demeanor.
I do my best. It's
Carefree. He's got this. He's Ezra Charles. Ball on the ground to shortstop. Loveland fires over to first. He'll get him. One batter up, one batter down for Owen Anton. We go to the bottom half of the sixth.
that was some Showtime Anton there. Classic and always giving us great performances and great smiles on the mound.
Thus far in his NCAA career for the Lions, 4 batters faced, 4 outs. Wouldn't you know?
And I do know, because I've seen him live and it's quite a sight to behold. Now, Nick, you have any more of those sentences?
Yeah, sure. We can read a few sentences. Ooh, can't read these.
Let's give the audience at home a nice one. A real brain teaser.
Wow.
This one coming straight from the phone of Nick Favazzo and his notes app. Let's buy a ship. A fixer-upper. Make her seaworthy.
Well, I think that's a great idea, Ezra.
Well, you know, there's a country song that I listen to quite often called Can Buy Me a Boat. And I want to buy a ship, not a boat. And I want to fix her up. And I want to make her seaworthy.
Well, folks, of course, the Emerson Lions, a pretty scurvy team themselves. Rory Tenemer, not afraid to belt out a shanty on a given afternoon. Here's Milo DeBartolo, number 38. In for his second career NCAA at bat. He'll look at ball one high.
Milo is a left-handed hitter. Stands, of course, in the right side of the field box.
And what sets righties from lefties apart, Ezra?
Where they stand and how they set up to hit the ball. You see, if you're looking from our angle behind the field, the lefty will actually set up, weirdly enough, in the right box, whereas the righty will set up in the left box.
Okay, that doesn't make very much sense to me, but
Well,
all
Nick,
I can make out from this distance anyway are large shapes and movement.
you might need to get that checked out. But I will say,
This
ball
ball
hitting
tagged to left center field. Tracking back as the left fielder. He'll make the grab, but a good piece of hitting from DeBartolo. And folks, if you are having similar struggles with your eyesight, head on down to LensCrafters. LensCrafters, they'll get you right with a...
new eyesight.
Can you not step on my toes, Ezra?
You know what? I didn't even realize I did it there. Just kind of spat out of my mouth.
No, that was very good. Folks, I'm not actually that mean.
He's just very protective over his phrases. Brigham. Second base.
On the ground to second base should be easy. And that's the second out of the inning. First pitch swing is Brigham Loveland.
Now, back to our point about lefties being in the right-hand batter's box. I believe it's actually supposed to be from the pitcher's point of view. Because
Well,
from that way, they're in the left-hand batter's box.
And that's very disorienting, and I feel cornered.
Get out of this scallywag. Taking my stool.
I've been
Stay on
kicked out
No, you can stay on.
of the
Sit
stool
down.
for Avery Smith to return.
Brought to you by Barstool, not the company. Oh my God!
Just stools at a bar.
Caught up with senior outfielder Rory Teddemer with his thoughts on the game. He said, "You know what? I'd just like some popcorn." And I agree.
And what did he do about it?
I actually told him I'd go get him some.
Take action. Take agency. Get some popcorn.
Strike on 28, Ruben making his second at bat of the day.
One
Ruben
for one. Notched his first NCAA hits. Hope he saved that baseball.
saved that ball because I want it. Ruben, the Ohio native, digs in. Takes strike
He'll
three.
catch the corner.
He's not happy about it. I don't agree either. Keep your head high, Ruben.
And folks, there are whispers that this could be it. 15 after 6 per Keno Sports Complex rules is technically enough to end the ball game, but the Emerson Lions
Still
trotting
trotting
back out.
Heads high nonetheless. The Lions, no shortage of fight, no shortage of bark, no shortage of scooters. That's the Lions.
Speaking of no shortage of scooters, today's broadcast is brought to you by the City of Los Angeles. The City of Los Angeles. More scooters per capita than people.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Can I get a source on that, Nick?
Me.
Heard it from the source.
Put them there myself.
Hats off to you, sir.
Thank you.
Junior side armor Owen Anton out to face the side here. Anton facing the minimum in his first appearance. His second so far going well. Donning number 38 in these Emerson whites. That's the jersey.
Now, Ezra, do you have Angry Birds on your phone?
I do not have Angry
Ezra,
Birds
do you
on
have
my phone.
games on your phone? You have games on your phone.
I can confirm that there are, in fact, games on my phone.
And what kind of games?
Now, recently for this Arizona trip, I re-downloaded a classic of mine, Zombie Tsunami.
Oh, an old favorite of Charles.
Yeah.
Zombie Tsunami, not as good as Crossy Road, I might add. Crossy Road, an all-time classic. I played it in real life once. Real life Crossy Road.
I wouldn't suggest doing that.
I beat the case or the cars, however you want to frame it. I'm here, and I'm happy.
I've played IRL Crossy Road on a number of occasions and failed miserably.
How'd that go? How was the recovery?
Well, you should see the other guy.
Nick Favazzo besting a Ford F-150 his last time with a human-sized dent and not a gash or a bruise on him. That's
Unscathed.
That man is built of iron.
Speaking of unscathed, Owen Anton.
Anton misses inside, ball one. That's 36 on the number. Freshman Milo DeBartolo donning 38. My apologies. Excuse me.
You're excused.
I was waiting for Nick to tell me that.
Well, maybe I wasn't ready to excuse you.
Nick, let's handle this off broadcast. Anton delivers. That's tapped to the right side. Bad guy Colucci gloves it, fires to first for the first out of the inning.
1 away. 5 up, 5 down for Owen Anton.
For real? Oh, yeah. Total.
For real.
For real. Very good Cumberland Farms smoothie, not smoothie milkshake. Us New Englanders understand that. Nick, you ever had a for real?
I can't say that I have.
You get yourself to a Cumberland Farms, better known as Cumbies. You try that. Ezra, do they have Cumbies in Balmore?
They don't, but they have a place called Royal Farms.
Royal
which,
Farms. Talk to me about Royal Farms.
Well, primarily, like you said, for reals, they have for reals at Royal Farms. They also have
For real?
world famous
Do they for real?
fried chicken.
So, are you saying Royal Farms invented fried chicken?
I am not sure. We'll have to go to the interweb on that one.
Trust your gut, Ezra.
I'm gonna say
The
no.
inventor
Tell it
of-
like it is.
The inventor of chicken, of course, John Lasseter, the director of Cars 2. The 1943 smash hit.
Brother Carlton, making his appearance in the show Psych. A snarky psychic takes over Santa Barbara with his crime-fighting skill. Starring James Roday and Dule Hill. Psych.
Now, going back to Royal
A
Farms. real
classic.
quick, they have commercials starring
We're getting manic up here. We gotta get someone come get us.
the
Who
commercials.
let us broadcast? We are so silly and
Oh
quirky.
my god, it's only a matter of time before one of us says something irredeemable.
I've said 4 or 5 things irredeemable under my breath.
But you, so far, have been able to cut us some slack. Thank you
Slack,
very much.
word of the day, along with Vengeance, Octane, remind
and
me of the third.
entertainment.
Entertainment.
Justin
Entertainment
Tucker,
on the
by the
brain.
way, is who stars in Royal Farms commercials.
Justin Tucker, second best kicker of all time behind Steven Gostkowski.
Heyo.
That's ball 4. Anton giving up his first base runner of the day. First man, he did not retire. Anton is mortal. Breaking news. Alert the press. Owen Anton is immortal. Amortal, not immortal. Sorry, stream.
No, there hasn't been anything to prove either just yet.
And to all 36 of you listening right now, as Anton delivers a ball low,
Thanks for sticking with us.
thank you. We love you. We hope you're having a good day. It's
Again, love a very strong word, but we mean every bit of it. Every
Pachillo
bit of it.
blocks that one, keeps the runner at bay. Speaking of bay, Jason Bay, one of my favorite Red Sox of the late 2000s. Jason Bay, I hope you're doing well. Tune into the stream, Jason. Or not. Who knows? I can't imagine you have things better to do. You're not in the league anymore. Who's your favorite Oriole, Ezra?
Well, of all time or right now?
Give me a random one.
Just a random Oriole?
No, a random one you like. Random
Felix
favorite.
PA.
Who
You know-
the heck is that?
So Felix PA was an outfielder for the Orioles in the late 2000s, just like Jason Bay with the Red Sox.
I believe it's pronounced pie. It's Felix Pie. For those of you listening at home, this broadcast is sponsored by Pronunciation Manual. Check them out on YouTube. Pronunciation Manual, as Anton delivers a ball, but I believe it snuck in. I'm no umpire. Ball 1, 1-0 the count. Nope, 3-0 the count. Ball, I don't know.
Oh, let's meet in the middle, 2-0 the count.
Sure. So all 36
There's
of
a
you.
count on the batter.
Strike 1. That I know for sure. Strike 1 to number 21 on Aurora. I believe he was born nameless. Poor guy. Just referred to as number 21. He'll take his base, and I believe
So we were wrong.
it was 3-1 after. Runners at first and second after back-to-back walks from Anton. Nick, give me a random Red Sox player.
I'm going to go with Willie Mo Pena.
Willie Mo Pena. Willie Mo Pena. AJ, hop on in here. You got a random Red Sox?
AJ back up here. Do you
Do you have
do you
a
bear good vibes this time around?
Always bear good vibes.
Give us these. Give us a random Red Sox, AJ.
I'm a Yankees fan, so I don't really know many Red Sox.
A random
or care about
Red
them,
Sox.
to be honest.
Please name one, as there's strike one on the inside from Anton.
Dustin Pedroia.
Now, AJ, I said Red Sox, not Red Sox player. Do you have a red
oh.
stocking for us?
Adidas.
No, red. Just like, do you have one to
Do you
produce
have
for
one?
us? I need
don't.
a
Could
sock.
I don't
Could we
have a
see
Red
some
Sox.
tangible
I
evidence of
only
a
wear
Red
White
Sox right now?
I only wear White Sox.
AJ
And why is
noted.
I don't like Black Sox. I don't know.
Huh.
I don't think it goes well with my style.
So we're going to take a quick break and contemplate that one.
I am shaken. I am stirred.
So we're going to go on mute really quickly and hash things out with AJ.
Please stay on.
Bear with us. Okay, I think it's on mute now. AJ, what the heck, man?
Can you watch your mouth? It's a hot mic, even though it's muted.
So we're clearly muted right now, and I have no problem,
Just let it
going,
go.
going
I'm
after
sorry.
you for this.
I don't know what to tell you.
AJ, you pay us the big bucks, and you're not coming through.
Big bucks.
Can
Speaking
you
of which,
do your
Don't
darn
have a
job?
sock.
Hey,
It's
could I?
not my fault.
Well, could I actually get an advance for next week?
You want an advance?
I have a crippling gambling debt to pay off.
Really?
You wouldn't believe it, but
I don't like that.
I
at
don't
all.
have a gambling problem. It's only $1,500.
That's not a lot of. That's not a lot of money. And you know what? The advance wouldn't be too much either. I just need to go to Build-A-Bear this week and settle some scores.
Well,
Anton gets the strikeout, even though we're on mute. I'm just
yeah, I
practicing.
thought we were on mute. That's
I'm
crazy.
just practicing. 2 outs, 2 on. Deuce is hot on the board.
Nice.
Hey, nice score and slip from the Buena Vista.
Took that from our Buena Vista
broadcaster.
friend, a senior at
He's
Buena
cool. He was
Vista.
cool.
Cool guy.
Cool guy, a little overwhelmed by our antics on the broadcast.
Absolutely. We clearly
It's an understatement.
outdid him. I'll tell you that much.
Wow.
Outdid him in game 1 as well. The Lions splitting the season series as Anton fires strike 1.
Let's go.
0-1 the count. And again, folks, I know we're on mute. I'm just practicing.
You know, it's good to keep the voice ready and warm for when we unmute, inevitably.
Speaking of things better, ready
So
and
Shrek,
warm,
let's go,
I like
Owen.
warm popcorn. What do you like warm? Milk? Ice
You know,
cream?
I'd say the thing that I prefer warm the most is a nice pile of sand fresh out of the microwave.
Does that taste good?
Not exactly.
Ball
disgusting.
low. Count moves to 1-2. Ezra, what are some things you like warm?
A lot of things. I like my breakfast burritos warm.
I don't. I
I
like them
don't like
frozen.
them hot.
Boo.
I like them warm.
I like them frozen like
What
a
temperature?
stone.
Approximately 81 degrees.
Oh, that's a bad time.
That
Wow,
ball's
how did
flubbed
it
to
get
the
to
right
that?
side.
Oh, is that through?
Nice play. That's going to
Yes.
retire the side. Owen
Let's go,
Anton
Owen.
without a blemish on his record. No hits given up. That's 2.1 total innings thrown for Anton.
And you got to start the conversation. Is Owen Anton the ace of this Emerson line?
Gotta start the
stat.
conversation. Is Owen Anton deserving of an MLB contract? I say yes.
I say yes.
I third that.
Ezra, can you
fourth
fourth it?
that.
Can you fourth it?
I
Alrighty.
100% fourth it.
That's
Fourth
4
that, Ezra.
expert opinions.
So write up an email, folks. Forward it to at least 15 friends.
Pardon. If not, you will get bad luck.
So guys, when are we going off mute?
I think
Right
we
now.
could probably go off mute right about now.
Blimey.
Uh,
Sorry, stream. Sorry you had to hear that.
goodness me, were we?
My stars.
Were we unmuted that whole time?
What a mistake.
Okay, we're gonna have to go on mute
A-
and talk about
a
this
darning,
for a second.
a darning mistake.
All right, we're gonna go on mute and talk
Dadgummit.
about this for a second. How could we have been so
Why are we
stupid,
so
guys?
silly?
Oh
Whoa,
my
whoa, whoa!
gosh.
Watch your language, Nick. Yeah, come on.
Well, we're on mute. It's fine.
No, but for
I
me,
can say
I don't know what that word means.
Okay, look.
Ezra's
ready?
here.
Ready?
Ezra.
I know. Ready?
Come
Look,
on.
he's gonna be fine. I'm gonna say a cuss right now, and it's not even gonna matter. Ready?
Absolutely not.
Ready?
Absolutely not.
Dadgummit. It feels good.
Floutance. See, he's fine.
Flatulence.
Flatulence is one of my favorite vocabulary words.
Flatulence
kidding.
word of the day. Stream, although you can't hear us. Flatulence word it is. Sophomore
Right.
T.Y. Bourne steps in, number 6, just getting these vocal reps in. Sophomore T.Y. Bourne in to start the bottom half of the 7th. Lions hoping to extend this game a little bit more.
Isn't
Score
that right?
approximately 20-5 as T.Y. takes strike 1.
All right, why don't we head off mute now?
All right, let's do it. This
Did you
is
do it again?
we are just
Who am I
T.Y.
today?
takes a hack at that one. Strike 2.
You know, we can take that one in stride. Ladies and
professionals
gentlemen, if nothing else, we're a couple of fellas who are able to take our lumps.
Oh, what's up?
That one's gonna get foul. TY gunning for some fellow college baseball players. Bethany Lutheran not victorious at the hands of the Lions yesterday. Johnny Maffey shoved his Maffey all over them. TY fouls that back
Oh my!
sharply and with purpose and conviction. Dear Lord Almighty. Dadgummit, TY. Dadgummit indeed.
Leaping.
For those of you listening at home, not sure what we would do without that fence. Although I trust no fence as TY slaps that foul again. Working on a quab here. Finding some green, not on the field. Let's
No,
do
Avery,
it.
the only
Straighten it
fence.
out.
The only fence that I trust is
No visible fence. Keep those dogs in with electricity.
ladies and gentlemen, yet again. Ladies and gentlemen, yet again, today's broadcast is brought to you by the electric fence.
Oh,
Is that-
Slapped. Guess what? Foul. 4 foul balls in a
Give
row
your-
for TY. Oh, we'll
give
do
your-
the count. Let's do it for the 5th time. Dear God.
Give your dog the illusion of freedom with the electric fence.
And shock them with 1,000 volts when they dare cross the unmarked boundary. We do this.
Approve of this
We
sponsor.
do this because we love them. TY
Oh, we can do it too.
in the air.
It's in too hard.
Right fielder for Aurora camps under that. Makes quick work of TY. A good
AJ,
at
I
bat,
like
a
the
good
way
fight.
You talk about baseball.
I try.
Go, no.
Go.
Nakami
Tough. Hey, Knack. Hey, this is my
draws in the dirt, then kicks it. This is roommate, well, housemate, because they don't live in the same room. No
We lived
mo.
together last year.
Housemate Matt Nakami, housemate of AJ Ortega. 2 juniors, 2 peas in a pod. These two. Nakami loads up, takes a hack at that one. It's gonna do
It's a nice
something.
bunt. No, I'm just kidding.
Dribbled out.
AJ
Foul.
just kidding on that one.
Just kidding.
AJ,
Just kidding.
stream AJ's joking.
Just
That was a
kidding.
joke. He kids as I guffawed at that quib. Nakami donning a compression sleeve, contrasting the white Emerson jerseys, but he looks darn good, I'll say. Ball misses up and in, 1-1 the count.
Now, folks, thanks for sticking around all week as we brought you a plethora of ball games from the desert.
A plethora indeed from the dessert. It's ball low. Nakami jumps ahead now 2-1. Nakami looking to get on base, conjure up a bit of a rally here for the Lions as they need 6 to continue this game. 6 is the magic number for more baseball.
Now, folks, coming up for you, Emerson Lions baseball action. Next Tuesday will be the next one, and we'll bring that live to you, hopefully.
We'll see. The Lions take on Gordon College. Gordon, the namesake of a few of the residents of a few Emerson Lions, as there's a strike. Full
Myself
count.
included.
AJ does
live
live
in Gordon.
at a house called Gordon. Not Gordon College, folks. We're not going to say it because I don't want to out their address.
We will not dox them today, though.
No
Tuesday may be a
doxing.
different
We'll keep
story.
that in the back pocket. Oh,
Nakami's
Nakami.
going to get rung up. He's not happy about
That's
it.
awful.
He looks to take his base, not happy with the call.
So
Umpire
bad.
gives him a snarky look. That umpire's getting sassy. I don't like it,
I
and
shake
I don't
my-
like his calls.
I bite my
I bite my thumb
I
at
bite-
you,
Oh,
sir.
come on!
I bite my thumb. Doth be a wretch. That call was horrific. Nakami set down on strikes. In steps Jake Hatch.
You ripped it out of my mouth.
He'll drive that ball through the infield. Base hit for Jake Hatch.
Let's go.
Padding his stats here in the bottom of the 7th. We
Folks,
have
that's the
light.
Lions' 10th hit of the ball game.
10, the magic number
Knock,
for
knock,
double
knock.
digits.
Here come your Lions.
Call it a comeback. In steps Billie Eilish's favorite player.
Joe Colucci.
Is he a good
And
guy?
Folks,
That's a bad guy.
That's a bad, bad guy.
Really bad guy.
we did promise to you that. We did promise to you that if you stuck around long enough, we would play Billie Eilish's Bad Guy.
Joe takes a strike.
Joe will
Strike
take a
1
strike.
to Colucci.
And I'm sorry to pull the rug out from under you guys, but we we likely only have enough time for a clip here.
That's okay, as Colucci fouls that one off. 0-2 the count. I'm going to say go, and you're going to count to 5, and they're going to say, "Thy stream, I am Eric Ladd. Go Lions."
0-2 on Joe Colucci.
Thy stream, I'm
And
Eric
AJ, what do you think? Could this be it here?
I don't think this is it. I don't think the Lions are done on the day. We got some more baseball to play.
All right, folks.
Lined into right
Colucci
center
lines out in the
field.
right center. That's going to get over the right
Let's
fielder's
go!
head. On the track. Hatch
Oh, it's a
digging for
merry-go-round.
home.
It's a
Colucci
merry-go-round.
passing
Let's go,
second.
no.
He'll keep going. Blowing through a stop sign. He's in for third. He'll get in there with a triple. Joe Colucci.
Let's go!
Stay hot, Joe.
Come on, baby!
Hatch is going to
We're
score.
not done. That's a bad guy.
You said it, Billy.
Hey. Oh.
Sing it loud, sing it clear, Billy. That is one bad guy.
All right, hold on. Folks, we have a message here from freshman outfielder Eric Ladd virtually joining us.
Via the call. How you doing, Eric?
I stream. This is Eric Ladd. Go Lions.
Yeah, baby. Love that.
All right.
Love that.
That
kid.
isn't that terrific, folks. That's the voice of Eric Ladd,
He's the
freshman
best.
outfielder.
So cool.
Cool as a
Big.
cucumber. Colucci's
That's
on
not a
third.
strike.
Umpire.
The umpire.
Umpire has a barbecue to get to or something.
It's terrible.
He's busy and he's got somewhere to go. Does not want to be umpiring baseball. Clearly, Trey Facciolo digs in, down 0-1. He'll
Cut out
wave
and
at that
missed.
one. That's strike 2, and he'll
Worse.
deliver. Oh, inside, strike 3. Facciolo down swinging.
And ladies and gentlemen, that looks to be it.
That's the game.
After 7 innings, the Lions fried by way of the mercy rule.
The Spartans prevail in this Coliseum.
And that's typical of the ancient bread and circus contest between the Spartan and the Lion.
Nick, are you Sparta or are you Spartacus?
I'm neither. I'm a darn lion.
Guess what? I'm
Through
neither.
thick and thin.
I'm Avery.
Well, he sure is Avery Smith, and I'm Nick Favazzo.
And I'm AJ Ortega.
Thank you
And-
for joining us with special guests Johnny Matthey, Ezra Charles, and Benny Guevara. We appreciate all your help. AJ, working on a Lion documentary with senior Quinn Copa. We'd like to give a special shout out to Brian Simmons Hayes.
Absolutely.
Sims struck by the sickness bug, but Sims, I'm actually looking at you right now, so you're not listening, but we're thinking of you. We wish you could be out there, and we'll see you soon.
And we love you dearly.
Dearly. Just
Yeah.
like everyone on the stream, thank you for tuning in.
After 7, it's the Aurora Spartans 20, the Emerson Lions 6.
On the Shaws and Star Market, WEI, Emerson Radio Network.
Good evening, folks. And
Stay
take
classy,
care of
San
yourself.
Diego.
Oh, nice.
And that'll be it from us. Take care. Brush your hair.
Take Care by Drake.
I don't want the last word of the stream to be Drake.
Rake.
That's
Blake.
way-
How about Jake and Blake Hatch?
Oh.
We'll leave it at that. Good night, folks.
Electric last inning. How did it go with Benny?